Let me ask you something real. How many times have you told yourself that if you just had a little more money, you'd finally be happy? How many times have you chased a bigger paycheck, only to feel the same emptiness? How many times have you looked at your retirement account and felt a knot of anxiety in your stomach? How many times have you told yourself it's too late to build real wealth or find true joy? You're not alone. You're carrying the weight of scarcity inherited from parents who lived through recessions. You're haunted by the fear that it's too late. But here's the truth that changes everything. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. The scarcity mindset, the self-sabotaging money stories, the fear of too late, these are not character flaws. They are neural pathways that can be rewired. In this introduction, you're going to learn why your brain is sabotaging your wealth and happiness, and how to finally rewire it. Let me tell you about the most common mistake people make in their quest for wealth and happiness. They try to change their circumstances without changing their mindset. They chase more money, more stuff, more validation. They think if they just get a bigger paycheck, a nicer house, a better car, a more impressive title, they'll finally be happy. They'll finally feel secure. They'll finally feel enough. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. Say that again. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. Here's the truth that might hurt. The problem is not external. It's internal. Your circumstances are not the source of your unhappiness. Your mindset is. Your scarcity mindset, your self-sabotaging money stories, your fear of too late. These are not character flaws. They are neural pathways, patterns that have been reinforced over years, decades, a lifetime. And they can be changed. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 56. He's been chasing money his whole life. He's worked hard. He's made good money. He's got a nice house, a nice car, a nice retirement account. He's done everything right. But Marcus is not happy. He's anxious. He's stressed. He's never satisfied. He's always worried about losing what he has. He's always comparing himself to others who have more. He's always feeling like it's not enough. He's trapped. Marcus thinks his problem is external. He thinks if he just had a little more money, he'd finally feel secure. He thinks if he just had a little more success, he'd finally feel enough. He's wrong. His problem is internal. His mindset is stuck in scarcity. His brain is running outdated software. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 56. She used to be like Marcus. She used to chase money. She used to feel anxious. She used to feel not enough. But Sarah learned to rewire her brain. She learned about the scarcity mindset. She learned about self-sabotaging money stories. She learned about the fear of too late. She learned that these were not character flaws. They were neural pathways, and they could be changed. Sarah started rewiring. She started practicing abundance. She started challenging her money stories. She started embracing the present moment. She started feeling enough. Sarah is not richer than Marcus. She's not more successful than Marcus. But she's happier. She's freer. She's more at peace. She rewired her brain. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. Now, let me explain why your brain is sabotaging you. First, you have a scarcity mindset. Scarcity is the belief that there's not enough. Not enough money. Not enough success. Not enough love. Not enough happiness. Not enough to go around. This mindset keeps you anxious. It keeps you competitive. It keeps you comparing. It keeps you feeling like you're never enough. It keeps you chasing more. It keeps you trapped. Second, you have self-sabotaging money stories. You have stories about money. Stories you inherited from your parents. Stories you absorbed from culture. Stories you created from your own experiences. These stories drive your behavior. They keep you overworking. They keep you undersaving. They keep you spending. They keep you avoiding. They keep you stuck. Third, you fear it's too late. The fear of too late is paralyzing. It tells you that you've missed your chance. It tells you that it's too late to build wealth. Too late to find happiness. Too late to change. Too late to be enough. This belief is a lie. It's not too late. It's never too late. The second act is where real wealth and happiness are built. But the belief keeps you stuck. It keeps you from taking action. It keeps you from believing in yourself. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. Now, let me tell you how to rewire your brain. Step 1. Recognize the patterns. You can't change what you don't see. Start noticing your patterns. Notice when you're thinking in scarcity. Notice when you're telling yourself money stories. Notice when you're feeling like it's too late. Awareness is the first step. Step 2. Challenge the beliefs. Once you notice the patterns, challenge them. Is scarcity really true? Is there really not enough? Is it really too late? Challenge the beliefs. Question them. Don't just accept them. Step 3. Replace with new patterns. Replace the old patterns with new ones. Replace scarcity with abundance. Replace fear with courage. Replace too late with right on time. Replace self-sabotage with self-support. Replace negativity with possibility. Step 4. Practice consistently. Rewiring takes time. It takes practice. It takes consistency. You can't rewire your brain in a day. You have to practice every day. Small changes. Consistent practice. That's how rewiring happens. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't blame yourself. You're not broken. You're not flawed. You're not a failure. You're just running outdated software. And software can be updated. Don't expect overnight results. Rewiring takes time. It takes practice. It takes patience. Don't expect overnight results. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Don't give up. It's hard at first. It's uncomfortable. It's unfamiliar. But it gets easier. It gets more natural. It becomes automatic. Don't give up. Don't go it alone. You don't have to do this alone. Seek support. Find a therapist. Join a community. Read books. Listen to audiobooks. Get help. You're not alone. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. Now, here's the most important part. You have the power to rewire your brain. You're not a victim of your past. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're not a victim of your biology. You have the power to change. You have the power to rewire. You have the power to build a life of genuine abundance. You have a choice. Keep running outdated software and keep suffering. Or update your software and start thriving. That's the key. It's not about changing your circumstances. It's about changing your mindset. Let me give you your action plan for this introduction. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The pattern audit. Notice your patterns. Notice when you're thinking in scarcity. Notice when you're telling yourself money stories. Notice when you're feeling like it's too late. Write them down. See them clearly. Step 2. The belief challenge. Challenge the beliefs. Is scarcity really true? Is there really not enough? Is it really too late? Question the beliefs. Don't just accept them. Step 3. The pattern replacement. Replace the old patterns with new ones. Replace scarcity with abundance. Replace fear with courage. Replace too late with right on time. Step 4. The consistency commitment. Commit to consistent practice. Every day, small changes. Consistent practice. That's how rewiring happens. Step 5. The mantra. Say this to yourself. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. I update my software. I build abundance. I live free. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. Time to rewire. This is the introduction. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. The scarcity mindset, the self-sabotaging money stories, the fear of too late. These are not character flaws. They are neural pathways that can be rewired. Most people try to change their circumstances without changing their mindset. The problem is not external. It's internal. This audiobook is your rewiring manual. Now, with this foundation laid, we need to talk about where your money stories come from. The scarcity inheritance. Moving to Chapter 1. The scarcity inheritance, where your money stories come from. And look, if this introduction just showed you that your brain is not broken, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done running outdated software and ready to update. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're rewiring your brain. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 1. The scarcity inheritance, where your money stories come from. Let me ask you something real. Where did your money story come from? Not the one you tell yourself. The one you inherited. The one that was written before you could read. The one that's been running in the background of your mind your whole life. The one that tells you there's never enough. The one that makes you feel guilty for spending. The one that keeps you up at night worrying about money. You didn't choose this story. You inherited it. From parents who lived through recessions. From a culture that equates worth with wealth. From economic crashes that burned fear into your psyche. In this chapter, You're going to learn where your money stories came from and why it's time to rewrite them. Let me tell you about the most powerful force in your financial life. Your money story. Not the story you tell yourself. The one you inherited. The one that was written before you could read. The one that's been running in the background of your mind your whole life. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. Say that again. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. Here's the truth that might hurt. You didn't develop your money mindset in a vacuum. You inherited it. From parents who lived through recessions. From a culture that equates worth with wealth. From economic crashes that burned fear into your psyche. These inherited stories are powerful. They drive your behavior. They keep you overworking, undersaving, and feeling like it's never enough. They keep you stuck in patterns you don't even recognize. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 56. He's successful. He's made good money. He's done everything right. But Marcus is anxious about money. He's always worried. He's never satisfied. He's always comparing himself to others who have more. Marcus doesn't know why. He thinks it's just his personality. He thinks he's just a worrier. He doesn't realize that his money story was written before he could read. Marcus's parents lived through the 1970s. They experienced high inflation. They experienced economic uncertainty. They passed that fear to Marcus. Not through words. Through energy. Through behavior. Through silence. Marcus inherited their scarcity. He inherited their fear. He inherited their money story. And he's been living it out his whole life. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 56. She's also successful. She's also made good money. She's also done everything right. But Sarah is not anxious about money. She's secure. She's satisfied. She's at peace. Sarah knows where her money story came from. She knows she inherited it. She knows it was written before she could read. And she's rewritten it. Sarah's parents also lived through the 1970s. They also experienced economic uncertainty. But Sarah recognized the inheritance. She recognized the fear. She recognized the scarcity. She recognized that it wasn't hers. It was handed down to her. Sarah rewrote her money story. She replaced scarcity with abundance. She replaced fear with security. She replaced anxiety with peace. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. Now, let me explain where your money story came from. First, from your parents. Your parents' relationship with money became your blueprint. If they were anxious about money, you learned to be anxious. If they were generous, you learned to be generous. If they were fearful, you learned to be fearful. If they were secure, you learned to be secure. You absorbed their money story before you could speak. Second, from your culture. Our culture equates worth with wealth. It tells you that you are what you earn. It tells you that success is measured by your bank account. It tells you that more is always better. It tells you that you're never enough. This culture is a powerful force. It shapes your money story. Third, from economic events. You've lived through economic crashes. The dot-com bust. The 2008 housing crash. The COVID roller coaster. These events burned fear into your psyche. They taught you that things can disappear. They taught you that security is an illusion. They taught you to hoard. They taught you to fear. Fourth, from your own experiences. Your own experiences have shaped your money story. A job loss. A financial mistake. A moment of success. A moment of failure. These experiences have reinforced your inherited stories. They've made them stronger. They've made them more automatic. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. Now, let me tell you what your money story looks like. Scarcity story. There's never enough. I have to work harder. I have to save more. I can't afford to enjoy my life. If I spend, I'm being irresponsible. If I don't have enough, I'm a failure. Fear story. Money is dangerous. It can be taken away. I have to protect it. I have to hold on tight. If I let go, I'll lose everything. If I don't control it, it will control me. Worth story. My worth is my wealth. If I have more, I am more. If I have less, I am less. I need to prove my value through accumulation. I need to show others that I'm successful. Guilt story. I don't deserve money. I feel guilty for wanting more. I feel guilty for having more than others. I feel guilty for enjoying my wealth. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. Now, let me tell you how to rewrite your money story. Step 1. Identify your money story. You can't rewrite what you don't recognize. Identify your money story. What did you learn about money from your parents? What did you absorb from culture? What did you learn from economic events? What did your own experiences teach you? Write it down. See it clearly. Step 2. Challenge your money story. Once you've identified your money story, challenge it. Is it true? Is there really never enough? Is money really dangerous? Is your worth really tied to your wealth? Challenge the story. Question it. Don't just accept it. Step 3. Create a new money story. Create a new story. A story that serves you. A story of abundance. A story of security. A story of freedom. A story that aligns with your values. A story that supports your goals. Step 4. Practice your new story. Your new story needs to become automatic. You need to practice it. Every day, when you feel scarcity, remind yourself of abundance. When you feel fear, remind yourself of security. When you feel not enough, remind yourself of your worth. Practice until it becomes automatic. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't blame your parents. They did the best they could. They passed on what they knew. They didn't intend to give you a scarcity mindset. They were just doing what they learned. Blaming them doesn't help. Understanding them does. Don't stay stuck in the past. Your past shaped you. It doesn't have to define you. You can change. You can rewrite. You can evolve. Don't ignore your money story. Ignoring it doesn't make it go away. It makes it stronger. It runs more automatically. You need to bring it into awareness. You need to see it. You need to challenge it. Don't think it's too late. It's never too late to rewrite your money story. You can change your relationship with money at any age. The second act is where real transformation happens. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. Now, here's the most important part. You are not your money story. Your money story is something you inherited. It's something you absorbed. It's something you learned. It's not who you are. It's just a story. And stories can be rewritten. You have a choice. Keep living out your inherited money story and stay stuck. Or rewrite it and become free. That's the key. It's not about changing your money. It's about changing your story. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The story identification. Identify your money story. What did you learn about money from your parents? What did you absorb from culture? What did you learn from economic events? What did your own experiences teach you? Write it down. See it clearly. Step 2. The story challenge. Challenge your money story. Is it true? Is there really never enough? Is money really dangerous? Is your worth really tied to your wealth? Question the story. Don't just accept it. Step 3. The story creation. Create a new money story. A story of abundance. A story of security. A story of freedom. A story that aligns with your values. A story that supports your goals. Step 4. The story practice. Practice your new story. Every day, when you feel scarcity, remind yourself of abundance. When you feel fear, remind yourself of security. When you feel not enough, remind yourself of your worth. Practice until it becomes automatic. Step 5. The mantra. Say this to yourself. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. I rewrite my story. I build abundance. I live free. Your money story was written before you could read. Time to rewrite it. This is the first chapter. The scarcity inheritance. You didn't develop your money mindset in a vacuum. You inherited it. From parents who lived through recessions. From a culture that equates worth with wealth. From economic crashes that burned fear into your psyche. These inherited stories drive your behavior. They keep you overworking, undersaving, and feeling like it's never enough. The first step to rewiring is understanding where your money stories came from. Identifying the source of your scarcity mindset. Naming the inherited fears. Now, with your money story identified, we need to talk about the loop that keeps you stuck. The scarcity loop. Moving to chapter 2. The scarcity loop. How fear keeps you stuck. And look, if this chapter just showed you where your money stories came from, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done being controlled by inherited stories and ready to write their own. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're rewriting your story. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 2. The scarcity loop. How fear keeps you stuck. Let me ask you something real. Do you ever feel like you're running in place? Like no matter how hard you work, you're not getting ahead? Like there's something holding you back, keeping you small, keeping you stuck? It's not laziness. It's not lack of ambition. It's a loop. A neural loop that's been running in your brain for years, maybe decades. A loop that starts with fear, leads to anxiety, leads to avoidance, and reinforces fear. You're trapped in a cycle you can't see. In this chapter, you're going to learn how the scarcity loop works and how to break it. Let me tell you about the most destructive pattern in your financial life. The scarcity loop. It's a neural loop. It starts with fear. Fear triggers anxiety. Anxiety triggers avoidance. Avoidance reinforces fear. The loop continues. And you're stuck. Fear is a loop. You can break it. Say that again. Fear is a loop. You can break it. Here's the truth that might hurt. Scarcity is not just a mindset. It's a neural loop. Fear triggers anxiety. Anxiety triggers avoidance. Avoidance reinforces fear. The loop continues. It's automatic. It's unconscious. It's running in the background of your mind, keeping you stuck. This loop keeps you stuck. It prevents you from taking risks. It keeps you in jobs you hate. It stops you from investing in yourself. It traps you in a life that feels small. Fear is a loop. You can break it. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 57. He's been in the same job for 25 years. He hates it. He's been thinking about leaving for years. He's been thinking about starting his own business. He's been thinking about investing in himself. But Marcus is stuck. He's afraid. Afraid of failure. Afraid of losing his security. Afraid of not having enough. Afraid of the unknown. Marcus's fear triggers anxiety. His anxiety triggers avoidance. He stays in the job he hates. He doesn't take the risk. He doesn't invest in himself. He doesn't change. And his fear is reinforced. He tells himself, see, I was right. It's too risky. It's too scary. I can't do it. The loop continues. Marcus stays stuck. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 57. She was also in a job she hated. She was also afraid. She was also anxious. She was also stuck in the loop. But Sarah learned to recognize the loop. She learned that fear is just a loop. And she learned that loops can be broken. Sarah recognized the fear. She recognized the anxiety. She recognized the avoidance. She recognized the reinforcement. She interrupted the loop. Sarah took the risk. She left her job. She started her own business. She invested in herself. She broke the loop. And she transformed her life. Fear is a loop. You can break it. Now, let me explain how the loop works. Step 1. Fear. It starts with fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of losing what you have. Fear of taking a risk. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of the unknown. Fear is the trigger. Step 2. Anxiety. Fear triggers anxiety. Your nervous system kicks into high gear. You feel stressed. You feel overwhelmed. You feel paralyzed. You can't think clearly. You can't act decisively. You can't move forward. Step 3. Avoidance. Anxiety triggers avoidance. You avoid the thing that scares you. You stay in the job you hate. You don't take the risk. You don't invest in yourself. You don't change. You stay small. You stay stuck. Step 4. Reinforcement. Avoidance reinforces fear. You tell yourself, see, I was right. It's too risky. It's too scary. I can't do it. Your fear is confirmed. Your loop is strengthened. The next time, you're even more afraid. The loop continues. Stronger than before. Fear is a loop. You can break it. Now, let me tell you how the loop shows up in your life. In your career, you want to leave your job. You want to start a business. You want to pursue a new path. But you're afraid. You feel anxious. You avoid taking action. You stay stuck. The loop continues. In your finances, you want to invest. You want to save more. You want to build wealth. But you're afraid. You feel anxious. You avoid taking action. You stay stuck. The loop continues. In your relationships, you want to set boundaries. You want to ask for more. You want to leave a toxic situation. But you're afraid. You feel anxious. You avoid taking action. You stay stuck. The loop continues. In your personal growth, you want to learn something new. You want to try something different. You want to become more. But you're afraid. You feel anxious. You avoid taking action. You stay stuck. The loop continues. Fear is a loop. You can break it. Now, let me tell you how to break the loop. Step 1. Recognize the loop. You can't break what you don't see. Recognize the loop. Notice when fear triggers anxiety. Notice when anxiety triggers avoidance. Notice when avoidance reinforces fear. See the pattern. See the loop. Step 2. Interrupt the loop. Once you recognize the loop, interrupt it. When you feel fear, pause. When you feel anxiety, breathe. When you feel the urge to avoid, act. Interrupt the loop. Break the pattern. Step 3. Take action. Action is the antidote to anxiety. Action breaks the loop. When you take action, you prove to yourself that you can do it. You prove that the fear was just a loop. You build evidence of your capability. Step 4. Replace the loop. Replace the old loop with a new one. Replace fear with courage. Replace anxiety with action. Replace avoidance with engagement. Replace reinforcement with evidence. Build a new loop. A loop that serves you. Fear is a loop. You can break it. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't wait for the fear to go away. The fear won't go away on its own. It's a loop. It reinforces itself. You have to break it. You have to act. The fear won't disappear before you act. It disappears after you act. Don't let anxiety paralyze you. Anxiety is a signal. It's not a command. You don't have to obey it. You can feel it and act anyway. You can feel the fear and do it anyway. You can feel the anxiety and move forward anyway. Don't stay in avoidance. Avoidance is the heart of the loop. It's what keeps you stuck. When you avoid, you reinforce the fear. When you act, you break the loop. Choose action over avoidance. Don't believe the reinforcement. When you avoid, your brain tells you, "See, I was right. It's too scary." It's not true. It's the loop talking. It's the fear talking. Don't believe it. Fear is a loop. You can break it. Now, here's the most important part. You have the power to break the loop. The loop is not you. It's a pattern. It's a neural pathway. It's a habit. And habits can be changed. Patterns can be broken. Neural pathways can be rewired. You have the power. You have a choice. Keep letting the loop run and stay stuck. Or break it and become free. That's the key. It's not about never feeling fear. It's about not letting it control you. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The loop recognition. Notice when the loop is running. When do you feel fear? When do you feel anxiety? When do you avoid? When do you reinforce? See the pattern. See the loop. Step 2. The loop interruption. When you recognize the loop, interrupt it. Pause. Breathe. Don't act on the fear. Don't obey the anxiety. Don't avoid. Interrupt the pattern. Break the loop. Step 3. The action practice. Take action. Small action. Any action. Action is the antidote to anxiety. Action breaks the loop. Do something. Anything. Move forward. Take one step. Step 4. The replacement practice. Replace the old loop with a new one. Replace fear with courage. Replace anxiety with action. Replace avoidance with engagement. Build a new loop. Step 5. The mantra. Say this to yourself. Fear is a loop. You can break it. I recognize the loop. I interrupt the loop. I take action. I break free. Fear is a loop. You can break it. This is the second chapter. The scarcity loop. Scarcity is not just a mindset. It's a neural loop. Fear triggers anxiety. Anxiety triggers avoidance. Avoidance reinforces fear. The loop continues. This loop keeps you stuck. It prevents you from taking risks. It keeps you in jobs you hate. It stops you from investing in yourself. Breaking the loop requires awareness. You need to recognize when the loop is running. You need to interrupt it. You need to replace it with a new pattern. Now, with the loop recognized, we need to talk about the fear that's probably the most paralyzing of all. The fear of too late. Moving to chapter 3. The fear of too late. Why you think you've missed your chance. And look, if this chapter just showed you how fear keeps you stuck, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done being trapped in the loop and ready to break free. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're breaking the loop. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 3. The fear of too late. Why you think you've missed your chance. Let me ask you something real. How many times have you told yourself it's too late? Too late to start saving. Too late to change careers. Too late to find love. Too late to get healthy. Too late to be happy. Too late to build wealth. Too late to become who you were meant to be. This belief is one of the most paralyzing forces in midlife. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you small. It keeps you from taking action. But here's the truth that changes everything. It's not too late. It's right on time. In this chapter, you're going to learn why the fear of too late is a lie and why your best years are ahead of you. Let me tell you about the most paralyzing belief in midlife. The fear of too late. It tells you that you've missed your chance, that it's too late to build wealth, too late to find happiness, too late to change, too late to become who you were meant to be, too late to live the life you want. It's not too late. It's right on time. Say that again. It's not too late. It's right on time. Here's the truth that might change everything. The fear of too late is one of the most paralyzing beliefs in midlife. It tells you that you've missed your chance. But this belief is a lie. It's not too late. Your best years are not behind you. The second act is where real wealth and happiness are built. It's not too late. It's right on time. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 58. He's been telling himself it's too late for years. Too late to start saving. Too late to change careers. Too late to find happiness. Too late to become who he wanted to be. Marcus is stuck. He's given up. He's accepted that his best years are behind him. He's resigned himself to a life that feels small. He stopped dreaming. He stopped hoping. He stopped trying. Marcus is living in the fear of too late, and it's keeping him from living at all. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 58. She used to believe it was too late. She used to think her best years were behind her. She used to think she'd missed her chance. But Sarah learned to reframe too late as right on time. She realized that the second act is where real wealth and happiness are built. She realized that she had decades ahead of her. Decades of earning, investing, growing, and enjoying. Decades of meaning and purpose. Sarah started taking action. She started saving. She started investing. She started pursuing her passions. She started living her life. And she's thriving. It's not too late. It's right on time. Now, let me explain why the fear of too late is so powerful. First, it's reinforced by culture. Our culture is obsessed with youth. It tells you that your best years are behind you. It tells you that success is for the young. It tells you that if you haven't made it by 40, you've missed your chance. This is a lie, but it's a powerful lie, and it keeps you stuck. Second, it's reinforced by comparison. You compare yourself to others who are younger. You compare yourself to others who have more. You compare yourself to others who seem to have it all figured out, and you feel like you've fallen behind. You feel like it's too late. Third, it's reinforced by regret. You look back at the choices you made, the opportunities you missed, the roads you didn't take. You regret them. You wish you had done things differently, and you use that regret as evidence that it's too late. Fourth, it's reinforced by fear. You're afraid of the future, afraid of what's coming, afraid of decline, afraid of loss, afraid of the unknown, and you use that fear as evidence that it's too late. It's not too late. It's right on time. Now, let me tell you why the fear of too late is a lie. First, you have decades ahead of you. The average 50-year-old has 30 to 40 years of life ahead. That's decades of earning, investing, growing, and enjoying. Decades of meaning and purpose. Decades of life. Second, the second act is where real wealth is built. Studies show that wealth peaks in your 50s and 60s. Your earning potential is higher than ever. Your experience is deeper than ever. Your wisdom is greater than ever. The second act is where real wealth is built. Third, happiness increases with age. Studies show that happiness increases as you age. You become more content, more grateful, more at peace. The second act is where real happiness is found. Fourth, you have wisdom you didn't have before. You've learned things. You've grown. You've evolved. You have wisdom that you didn't have in your 20s and 30s. You can use that wisdom to make better decisions, to build a better life. It's not too late. It's right on time. Now, let me tell you how to reframe too late as right on time. Step 1. Acknowledge the fear. Acknowledge the fear of too late. Don't ignore it. Don't push it away. Acknowledge it. Recognize it. See it for what it is, a fear, not a fact. Step 2. Challenge the fear. Challenge the fear. Is it really too late? Is it really too late to build wealth? Is it really too late to find happiness? Is it really too late to change? Challenge the fear. Question it. Don't accept it as truth. Step 3. Reframe the narrative. Reframe the narrative. Instead of too late, say right on time. Instead of I've missed my chance, say I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Instead of my best years are behind me, say my best years are ahead of me. Step 4. Take action. Action is the antidote to fear. Take action. Start saving. Start investing. Start pursuing your passions. Start living your life. Action breaks the spell. Action proves that it's not too late. It's not too late. It's right on time. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't believe the lie. The fear of too late is a lie. It's not true. Don't believe it. Don't let it keep you stuck. Don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to others. You're on your own path. They're on theirs. Focus on your journey, not theirs. Don't dwell on regret. Regret is a trap. It keeps you stuck in the past. It keeps you from taking action in the present. Acknowledge your regrets. Learn from them. Let them go. Move forward. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Start now. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. It's not too late. It's right on time. Now, here's the most important part. You have decades ahead of you. Decades of earning, investing, growing, and enjoying. Decades of meaning and purpose. Decades of life. The second act is where real wealth and happiness are built. It's not too late. It's right on time. You have a choice. Keep believing it's too late and stay stuck. Or reframe it as right on time and start living. That's the key. It's not about how much time you have left. It's about what you do with it. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The fear acknowledgement. Acknowledge the fear of too late. Write it down. Say it out loud. I'm afraid it's too late. Recognize it. See it clearly. Step 2. The fear challenge. Challenge the fear. Is it really too late? Is it really too late to build wealth? Is it really too late to find happiness? Is it really too late to change? Question the fear. Don't accept it as truth. Step 3. The narrative reframe. Reframe the narrative. Instead of too late, say right on time. Instead of I've missed my chance, say I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Step 4. The action practice. Take action. Start saving. Start investing. Start pursuing your passions. Start living your life. Action breaks the spell. Action proves that it's not too late. Step 5. The mantra. Say this to yourself. It's not too late. It's right on time. I have decades ahead of me. My best years are ahead of me. I start now. It's not too late. It's right on time. This is the third chapter. The fear of too late. The fear of too late is one of the most paralyzing beliefs in midlife. It tells you that you've missed your chance. This belief is a lie. It's not too late. Your best years are not behind you. The second act is where real wealth and happiness are built. The key is to reframe too late as right on time. Now, with the fear of too late addressed, we need to talk about the tool that changes everything. Cognitive reframing. How to change your money story. Moving to chapter 4. Cognitive reframing. How to change your money story. And look, if this chapter just showed you that it's not too late, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done believing it's too late and ready to start living. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're starting your second act. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 4. Cognitive reframing. How to change your money story. Let me ask you something real. What if I told you that the story you've been telling yourself about money is the single biggest factor in your financial success? Not your income, not your investments, not your luck. The story you tell yourself. The story about scarcity. The story about never having enough. The story about money being evil. The story about it being too late. These stories are not facts. They are interpretations. And interpretations can be changed. In this chapter, you're going to learn how to reframe your money stories, how to catch the scarcity narrative, and how to replace it with an abundance narrative. Let me tell you about the most powerful tool in your mental toolkit. Cognitive reframing. It's the practice of changing the stories you tell yourself. The stories about money, about success, about happiness. The stories that keep you stuck. The stories that keep you small. The stories that keep you from your potential. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. Say that again. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. Here's the truth that might change everything. You can't change your past. You can't change what happened. You can't undo the mistakes. You can't rewrite the history, but you can change the meaning you give it. You can change the story you tell yourself about it. You can't control external events, but you can control your interpretation of them. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can't control the past, but you can control your relationship with it. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 58. He's made financial mistakes. He's invested in the wrong things. He's made bad decisions. He's lost money. He's felt like a failure. Marcus tells himself a story. I'm bad with money. I always have been. I always will be. I've missed my chance. It's too late to fix it. I'm a financial failure. This story is not a fact. It's an interpretation. It's a narrative, and it's keeping Marcus stuck. It's preventing him from taking action. It's preventing him from learning. It's preventing him from growing. It's preventing him from building wealth. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 58. She's also made financial mistakes. She's also invested in the wrong things. She's also made bad decisions. She's also lost money. She's also felt like a failure. But Sarah tells herself a different story. I've made mistakes. I've learned from them. I'm not my mistakes. I'm someone who's growing. I'm someone who's learning. I'm someone who's building. It's not too late. It's right on time. This story is also an interpretation, but it's a different interpretation. And it's serving Sarah. It's empowering her. It's motivating her. It's helping her build wealth. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. Now, let me explain why reframing is so powerful. First, stories shape reality. The stories you tell yourself become your reality. If you tell yourself you're bad with money, you'll be bad with money. If you tell yourself it's too late, it will be too late. If you tell yourself you're a failure, you'll be a failure. Your stories shape your behavior. Your behavior shapes your results. Your results confirm your stories. It's a loop, a self-fulfilling prophecy. Second, stories can be changed. You're not stuck with your stories. You can change them. You can rewrite them. You can reframe them. You can replace the old stories with new ones. You have that power. Third, reframing is a skill. It's not something you're born with. It's something you practice. It's something you develop. It's something you get better at. Like any skill, it takes practice, but it's worth it. Fourth, reframing creates freedom. When you change your story, you change your life. When you reframe your past, you free your future. When you rewrite your narrative, you reclaim your power. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. Now, let me teach you how to reframe your money stories. Step 1. Catch the narrative. You can't change what you don't notice. Catch the narrative. Notice when you're telling yourself a scarcity story. Notice when you're telling yourself a fear story. Notice when you're telling yourself a too late story. Catch it in the act. Step 2. Question the narrative. Once you've caught the narrative, question it. Is it true? Is it really true that you're bad with money? Is it really true that it's too late? Is it really true that you're a failure? Question the narrative. Don't accept it as truth. Step 3. Reframe the narrative. Once you've questioned the narrative, reframe it. Replace the scarcity story with an abundance story. Replace the fear story with a courage story. Replace the too late story with a right-on-time story. Choose a narrative that serves you. Step 4. Practice the new narrative. Your new narrative needs to become automatic. You need to practice it. Every day, when the old story arises, replace it with the new one. When you catch the old narrative, reframe it. Practice until the new narrative becomes your default. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. Now, let me give you some examples of reframing. Old story. I'm bad with money. I always have been. I always will be. Reframe. I've made mistakes. I've learned from them. I'm getting better with money every day. I'm building my financial literacy. I'm taking control of my finances. Old story. It's too late. I've missed my chance. I should have started sooner. Reframe. It's not too late. It's right on time. I'm starting now. The second best time to start was 10 years ago. The best time is now. I have decades ahead of me. Old story. I'm not enough. I don't have enough. I'll never have enough. Reframe. I am enough. I have enough. I'm building abundance. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm excited about what's coming. Old story. Money is evil. Money changes people. Money is the root of all evil. Reframe. Money is a tool. It's neutral. It amplifies who I am. I use money for good. I use money to create freedom. I use money to help others. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't believe everything you think. Your thoughts are not facts. They're interpretations. They're narratives. They're stories. Just because you think something doesn't make it true. Question your thoughts. Don't believe them automatically. Don't let your past define you. Your past is not your future. Your mistakes are not your identity. Your failures are not your destiny. You are not your past. You are your potential. Don't wait for the perfect story. There is no perfect story. There's just a story that serves you and a story that doesn't. Choose the one that serves you. Even if it's not perfect. Even if it's not 100% true. Choose the one that empowers you. Don't forget that you have a choice. You have a choice about the stories you tell. You have a choice about the narratives you embrace. You have a choice about the meaning you give to your experiences. You are not a victim of your stories. You are the author of them. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. Now, here's the most important part. You are the author of your own story. You can write a new narrative. You can reframe your past. You can rewrite your future. You are not a passive character in your life. You are the author. You are the narrator. You are the protagonist. You have the power to change the story. You have a choice. Keep telling the same old stories and stay stuck. Or write a new story and become free. That's the key. It's not about changing your past. It's about changing your interpretation. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The narrative catch. Catch the narrative. Notice when you're telling yourself a scarcity story. Notice when you're telling yourself a fear story. Notice when you're telling yourself a too late story. Write it down. See it clearly. Step 2. The narrative question. Question the narrative. Is it true? Is it really true that you're bad with money? Is it really true that it's too late? Is it really true that you're a failure? Challenge the narrative. Don't accept it as truth. Step 3. The narrative reframe. Reframe the narrative. Replace the scarcity story with an abundance story. Replace the fear story with a courage story. Replace the too late story with a right on time story. Write it down. Practice it. Step 4. The narrative practice. Practice the new narrative. Every day, when the old story arises, replace it with the new one. When you catch the old narrative, reframe it. Practice until the new narrative becomes your default. Step 5. The mantra. Say this to yourself. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. I reframe my story. I rewrite my narrative. I create my future. You can't change your past, but you can change the story you tell about it. This is the 4th chapter. Cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing is the practice of changing the stories you tell yourself. The stories about money, about success, about happiness. The stories that keep you stuck. You can't change your past, but you can change the meaning you give it. You can't control external events, but you can control your interpretation of them. Now, with your money story reframed, we need to talk about the physical side of financial anxiety. The fear that lives in your body. Somatic tracking. Moving to Chapter 5, Somatic tracking, releasing financial anxiety from your body. And look, if this chapter just showed you how to reframe your money stories, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done being controlled by their narratives and ready to rewrite them. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're writing a new story. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 5, Somatic tracking, releasing financial anxiety from your body. Let me ask you something real. When you think about money, what happens in your body? Does your chest tighten? Does your stomach clench? Does your jaw get tight? Do your shoulders creep up toward your ears? Most people carry their financial anxiety in their bodies. They don't even realize it. They think it's just in their head, but it's not. It's in their shoulders, their gut, their chest. It's a physical response to a mental fear, and you can't think your way out of it. You have to feel it. You have to track it. You have to release it. In this chapter, you're going to learn how to release financial anxiety from your body and why your body holds your money stories. Let me tell you about the most overlooked aspect of financial anxiety. The body. We think financial anxiety is in our heads. We think it's about our thoughts. We think it's about our beliefs. We think it's about our stories. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. Say that again. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. Here's the truth that might change everything. Financial anxiety is not just in your head. It's in your body. It's stored in your shoulders, your gut, your chest. It's a physical response to a mental fear. You can't think your way out of body anxiety. You need to feel it. You need to track it. You need to release it. Somatic tracking is the practice of noticing physical sensations without judgment. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 58. He's anxious about money. He thinks about it constantly. He worries about it. He stresses about it. He feels like he can't relax. Marcus thinks his anxiety is in his head. He thinks if he just thinks differently, he'll feel better. He tries to reason with himself. He tries to talk himself out of it. He tries to think positive thoughts. But Marcus's body is holding the anxiety. His shoulders are tight. His jaw is clenched. His chest is constricted. His stomach is in knots. He can't think his way out of it. Because it's not in his head. It's in his body. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 58. She also has financial anxiety. She also worries about money. She also stresses about it. But Sarah learned about somatic tracking. She learned that her body holds her money stories. She learned to release the anxiety by feeling it, tracking it, and letting it go. Sarah noticed the tension in her shoulders. She noticed the tightness in her chest. She noticed the knot in her stomach. She breathed into them. She tracked them. She released them. Sarah still has financial concerns, but she doesn't carry them in her body. She's more relaxed. She's more at peace. She's more present. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. Now, let me explain why somatic tracking works. First, the body stores trauma. When you experience financial stress, your body stores it. It's not just in your mind. It's in your tissues. It's in your muscles. It's in your nervous system. It's stored physically. Second, the body responds to threat. Financial stress is perceived as a threat. Your nervous system goes into fight or flight. Your muscles tense. Your breathing changes. Your heart rate increases. It's a physical response, not just a mental one. Third, the body can release trauma. You can release the stored tension. You can release the stored stress through somatic tracking, through breath work, through movement, through awareness. Fourth, releasing the body frees the mind. When you release the tension from your body, your mind becomes clearer. Your anxiety decreases. Your stress decreases. Your peace increases. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. Now, let me teach you how to do somatic tracking. Step 1. Find a quiet space. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Sit or lie down comfortably. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Take a few deep breaths. Step 2. Scan your body. Scan your body from head to toe. Notice any areas of tension. Notice any areas of discomfort. Notice any areas of tightness. Don't judge. Just notice. Step 3. Locate the sensation. Locate the strongest sensation. Where is it? Your shoulders? Your chest? Your stomach? Your jaw? Your neck? Locate it. Name it. There's tightness in my shoulders. There's a knot in my stomach. Step 4. Breathe into it. Breathe into the sensation. Inhale into it. Exhale into it. Feel it. Don't try to change it. Don't try to fix it. Just feel it. Let it be there. Breathe into it. Step 5. Track the sensation. Track the sensation. Notice if it changes. Notice if it moves. Notice if it intensifies. Notice if it releases. Just observe. Don't judge. Just track. Step 6. Release the sensation. As you breathe and track, the sensation may release. It may dissipate. It may move. It may transform. Let it. Don't force it. Just allow it. Let it go. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. Now, let me give you some specific scenarios. Scenario 1. Checking your bank account. When you check your bank account, notice what happens in your body. Does your chest tighten? Does your stomach clench? Does your breathing change? Notice it. Track it. Breathe into it. Release it. Scenario 2. Paying bills. When you pay bills, notice what happens in your body. Does your jaw tighten? Do your shoulders rise? Do you hold your breath? Notice it. Track it. Breathe into it. Release it. Scenario 3. Thinking about retirement. When you think about retirement, notice what happens in your body. Does your heart race? Does your stomach drop? Do you feel a knot in your chest? Notice it. Track it. Breathe into it. Release it. Scenario 4. Talking about money. When you talk about money, notice what happens in your body. Do you feel defensive? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel like you need to protect yourself? Notice it. Track it. Breathe into it. Release it. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't judge the sensations. Your body is not the enemy. The sensations are not bad. They're just information. They're just signals. Don't judge them. Just notice them. Don't try to force the release. You can't force your body to release. You can only create the conditions for release. Breathe. Track. Feel. Allow. Let it happen naturally. Don't avoid the sensations. Avoidance is the heart of the loop. When you avoid the sensations, they stay stuck. When you feel them, they can release. Don't avoid. Feel. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing is the key. Breathing calms your nervous system. Breathing allows release. Breathing helps you feel. Remember to breathe. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. Now, here's the most important part. Your body is not the enemy. It's the messenger. It's carrying your anxiety. It's holding your stress. It's storing your money stories. But it's not the enemy. It's the messenger. It's telling you something. It's showing you where you're holding tension. It's revealing where you need to heal. You have a choice. Keep ignoring your body and stay stuck. Or learn to listen to it and release the anxiety. That's the key. It's not about getting rid of feelings. It's about feeling them fully. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The body scan. Practice a full body scan. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes. Scan from head to toe. Notice any areas of tension. Notice any areas of discomfort. Don't judge. Just notice. Step 2. The sensation location. Identify the strongest sensation. Where is it? Name it. There's tightness in my shoulders. There's a knot in my stomach. Locate it. Name it. Step 3. The breath practice. Breathe into the sensation. Inhale into it. Exhale into it. Feel it. Don't try to change it. Don't try to fix it. Just feel it. Breathe into it. Step 4. The sensation tracking. Track the sensation. Notice if it changes. Notice if it moves. Notice if it intensifies. Notice if it releases. Just observe. Don't judge. Just track. Step 5. The release allowing. Allow the sensation to release. Don't force it. Just allow it. Let it go. Breathe into it. Let it leave your body. Step 6. The mantra. Say this to yourself. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. I listen to my body. I track my sensations. I release my anxiety. Your body holds your money stories. Learn to release them. This is the 5th chapter. Somatic tracking. Financial anxiety is not just in your head. It's in your body. It's stored in your shoulders, your gut, your chest. You can't think your way out of body anxiety. You need to feel it. You need to track it. You need to release it. Somatic tracking is the practice of noticing physical sensations without judgment. Now, with your body releasing anxiety, we need to talk about the external distractions that keep you stuck. The dopamine diet. Moving to chapter 6, the dopamine diet, breaking the doom-scrolling loop. And look, if this chapter just showed you how to release financial anxiety from your body, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done ignoring their body and ready to listen. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're releasing your anxiety. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 6, the dopamine diet, breaking the doom-scrolling loop. Let me ask you something real. When was the last time you picked up your phone, just for a second, and looked up 45 minutes later, having accomplished absolutely nothing? When was the last time you scrolled through social media and felt worse about yourself than when you started? When was the last time you compared your life to someone else's highlight reel and felt like you were failing? Social media is designed to hook you. It's designed to keep you scrolling. It's designed to keep you comparing. It's designed to keep you feeling inadequate. It's a dopamine slot machine, and it's keeping you stuck in scarcity. In this chapter, you're going to learn how to break the doom-scrolling loop and why your attention is your most valuable asset. Let me tell you about the most insidious threat to your wealth and happiness. Social media. We think it's harmless. We think it's just entertainment. We think it's just connection. But it's not. It's a trap. It's a dopamine slot machine designed to keep you hooked. It's designed to keep you scrolling. It's designed to keep you comparing. It's designed to keep you feeling inadequate. It's designed to keep you stuck in scarcity. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. Say that again. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. Here's the truth that might change everything. Social media is designed to hook you. It triggers your dopamine system. It keeps you scrolling. It keeps you comparing. It keeps you feeling inadequate. It keeps you stuck in scarcity. Breaking the loop requires intentional dopamine management. Reducing the time you spend on social media. Replacing it with activities that build genuine fulfillment. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 58. He spends hours on social media every day. He scrolls through Instagram. He scrolls through Facebook. He scrolls through LinkedIn. He compares himself to others. He sees their vacations, their promotions, their happy families, their success. Marcus feels inadequate. He feels like he's falling behind. He feels like he's not enough. He feels like he's missing out. He feels stuck in scarcity. Marcus doesn't realize that social media is the source of his anxiety. He thinks it's just entertainment. He thinks it's just harmless. But it's not. It's a dopamine slot machine, and it's keeping him stuck. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 58. She used to spend hours on social media. She used to compare herself to others. She used to feel inadequate. She used to feel stuck in scarcity. But Sarah learned about the dopamine diet. She learned that her attention is her most valuable asset. She learned that social media is designed to hook her. She learned to guard her attention. Sarah reduced her social media consumption. She set limits. She replaced doom scrolling with activities that nourish her. Reading, walking, connecting with friends in person, pursuing her hobbies. Sarah feels more present. She feels more connected. She feels less anxious. She feels more abundant. She's broken the doom scrolling loop. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. Now, let me explain why social media is so addictive. First, it triggers dopamine. Dopamine is the reward chemical. It's released when you anticipate a reward. Social media is designed to give you intermittent rewards. A like, a comment, a new post, a notification. You never know when the reward will come. So you keep checking. You keep scrolling. You keep seeking the next hit. Second, it triggers comparison. Social media is a highlight reel. People post their best moments, their best photos, their best achievements, their best lives. You compare your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. You feel inadequate. You feel like you're falling behind. You feel stuck in scarcity. Third, it triggers fear of missing out. You see what others are doing. You see what you're missing. You feel like you need to be there. You feel like you need to do that. You feel like you're missing out on life. You feel stuck in scarcity. Fourth, it triggers anxiety. The constant stream of information, the constant comparison, the constant stimulation. It's overwhelming. It's exhausting. It's anxiety-provoking. It keeps you stuck in fight or flight. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. Now, let me teach you how to break the doom scrolling loop. Step 1. Set limits. Set limits on your social media consumption. Use screen time features on your phone. Set a timer. Give yourself a maximum amount of time per day. Stick to it. No exceptions. Step 2. Remove triggers. Remove the triggers. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison. Unfollow accounts that trigger anxiety. Curate your feed. Make it nourishing, not draining. Step 3. Replace with nourishment. Replace doom scrolling with activities that nourish you. Read a book. Take a walk. Call a friend. Pursue a hobby. Practice a skill. Do something that builds genuine fulfillment. Step 4. Practice presence. Practice being present. When you're with others, be with them. When you're doing something, do it. When you're eating, eat. Be present. Don't scroll. Don't check. Don't compare. Just be. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't check your phone first thing in the morning. The morning sets the tone for your day. If you start with social media, you start with comparison. You start with anxiety. You start with scarcity. Start your day with intention, not with scrolling. Don't check your phone before bed. The blue light disrupts your sleep. The stimulation keeps you awake. The anxiety keeps you stressed. Protect your sleep. Put your phone away an hour before bed. Don't use your phone as a pacifier. When you're bored, don't reach for your phone. When you're anxious, don't reach for your phone. When you're uncomfortable, don't reach for your phone. Sit with the discomfort. Feel it. Process it. Don't numb it with scrolling. Don't forget that your attention is valuable. Your attention is your most valuable asset. It's how you create. It's how you connect. It's how you build. It's how you live. Guard it. Protect it. Don't give it away for free. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. Now, here's the most important part. Your attention is the currency of your life. How you spend your attention is how you spend your life. If you spend it on social media, you spend your life on social media. If you spend it on comparison, you spend your life on comparison. If you spend it on anxiety, you spend your life on anxiety. You have a choice. Keep spending your attention on things that drain you, or start spending it on things that nourish you. That's the key. It's not about never using social media. It's about using it intentionally. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The social media audit. Track your social media usage for 1 week. How much time are you spending? Which apps are you using? How do you feel after using them? Be honest. See the pattern. Step 2. The limit setting. Set limits on your social media consumption. Use screen time features. Set a timer. Give yourself a maximum amount of time per day. Stick to it. Step 3. The trigger removal. Remove the triggers. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison. Unfollow accounts that trigger anxiety. Curate your feed. Step 4. The replacement practice. Replace doom scrolling with nourishing activities. Read a book. Take a walk. Call a friend. Pursue a hobby. Practice a skill. Do something that builds genuine fulfillment. Step 5. The presence practice. Practice being present. When you're with others, be with them. When you're doing something, do it. When you're eating, eat. Be present. Don't scroll. Don't check. Just be. Step 6. The mantra. Say this to yourself. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. I protect my attention. I nourish my mind. I live my life. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it. This is the 6th chapter. The dopamine diet. Social media is designed to hook you. It triggers your dopamine system. It keeps you scrolling. It keeps you comparing. It keeps you feeling inadequate. It keeps you stuck in scarcity. Breaking the loop requires intentional dopamine management. Reducing the time you spend on social media. Replacing it with activities that build genuine fulfillment. Now, with your attention protected, we need to talk about the next step. Wealth dates. Partnering with your spouse on money. Moving to Chapter 7. Wealth dates. Partnering with your spouse on money. And look, if this chapter just showed you how to break the doom scrolling loop, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done being distracted and ready to focus. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're guarding your attention. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 7. Wealth dates. Partnering with your spouse on money. Let me ask you something real. When was the last time you and your partner had a real conversation about money? Not an argument. Not a negotiation. Not a tense discussion about bills. A real conversation. A conversation where you talked about your hopes, your fears, your dreams, your values. A conversation where you listened without judgment. A conversation where you aligned on a shared vision. If you're like most couples, it's been too long. Money is one of the biggest sources of conflict in relationships. The tension between saving and spending. The fear of not having enough. The resentment of different priorities. But the solution is not to avoid talking about money. It's to create intentional space for it. In this chapter, you're going to learn about wealth dates and why they're not about the numbers, they're about alignment. Let me tell you about the most powerful relationship tool you're not using. Wealth dates. Not date nights. Not getaways. Not vacations. Wealth dates. Regular, intentional conversations with your partner about money. About your hopes, your fears, your dreams, your values. About alignment. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. Say that again. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. Here's the truth that might change everything. Money is one of the biggest sources of conflict in relationships. The tension between saving and spending. The fear of not having enough. The resentment of different priorities. The solution is not to avoid talking about money. It's to create intentional space for it. Regular wealth dates with your partner. A time to align your goals, share your fears, and plan together. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus and his wife, Linda. Marcus and Linda have been married for 30 years. They love each other. They respect each other. They support each other. But they don't talk about money. They avoid it. They avoid the hard conversations. They avoid the disagreements. They avoid the tension. They think they're protecting their relationship. They're not. They're corroding it. Marcus and Linda have different priorities. Marcus wants to save. Linda wants to spend. Marcus wants to invest. Linda wants to travel. Marcus wants to be conservative. Linda wants to take risks. They don't talk about it. They don't align on it. They don't find common ground. The tension builds. The resentment grows. The distance widens. Now meet Sarah and her husband, David. Sarah and David have also been married for 30 years. They also have different priorities. Sarah wants to save. David wants to spend. Sarah wants to invest. David wants to travel. Sarah wants to be conservative. David wants to take risks. But Sarah and David have wealth dates. They have regular, intentional conversations about money. They talk about their hopes, their fears, their dreams, their values. They align on a shared vision. Sarah and David don't avoid the hard conversations. They lean into them. They create space for them. They find common ground. They build a shared future. Together, wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. Now, let me explain why wealth dates are so important. First, money is emotional. Money isn't just about numbers. It's about feelings, security, freedom, fear, control, power, love, worth. When you talk about money, you're talking about deep emotional needs. Second, money is personal. Your relationship with money is shaped by your past, your upbringing, your experiences, your traumas, your successes. Your partner's relationship with money is shaped by their past. You bring different histories to the table. Third, money is a source of conflict. Money is one of the biggest sources of conflict in relationships. The tension between saving and spending, the fear of not having enough, the resentment of different priorities. It's a frequent source of stress. Fourth, money is a source of connection. Money can also be a source of connection. When you align on your financial vision, you deepen your relationship. When you share your financial fears, you build intimacy. When you plan together, you strengthen your partnership. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. Now, let me teach you how to do a wealth date. Step 1. Schedule it. Schedule a wealth date. Put it on the calendar. Treat it like an important appointment. It is. It's time to align on your financial future. Step 2. Create a safe space. Create a safe space. No phones. No distractions. No interruptions. A quiet place where you can talk openly and honestly. A place where you can listen without judgment. Step 3. Start with values. Start with values. What matters to you? What are your priorities? What are your goals? What are your fears? What are your hopes? Start with what's important. Start with what's real. Step 4. Share your fears. Share your financial fears. What are you afraid of? Not having enough. Losing what you have. Making a mistake? Being judged? Share your fears openly. Your partner probably shares them. Step 5. Align on goals. Align on your financial goals. What are you working toward? What are you saving for? What are you investing for? What does financial freedom look like? Align on a shared vision. Step 6. Create a plan. Create a plan. How will you get there? What steps will you take? What sacrifices will you make? What compromises will you find? Create a plan together. A plan that reflects your shared values. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't avoid the hard conversations. Avoiding money conversations doesn't make them go away. It makes them worse. The tension builds. The resentment grows. The distance widens. Lean into the hard conversations. Don't judge each other. Judgment is the enemy of connection. When you judge your partner's spending habits, you create distance. When you judge their fears, you create shame. When you judge their priorities, you create resentment. Listen without judgment. Don't keep secrets. Secrets destroy trust. Be transparent about your finances. Share your income. Share your debts. Share your spending. Share your fears. Build trust through transparency. Don't make it about the numbers. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. They're about connection. They're about building a shared future. Focus on what matters, not on the spreadsheet. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. Now, here's the most important part. You and your partner are on the same team. You're not adversaries. You're not opponents. You're not enemies. You're partners. You're on the same team. You're building a life together. You're building a future together. You're building wealth together. Act like it. Talk like it. Plan like it. Align on it. You have a choice. Keep avoiding money conversations and keep drifting apart. Or start having wealth dates and start building together. That's the key. It's not about who's right. It's about being aligned. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The date scheduling. Schedule a wealth date. Put it on the calendar. Treat it like an important appointment. It is. It's time to align on your financial future. Step 2. The space creation. Create a safe space. No phones. No distractions. No interruptions. A quiet place where you can talk openly and honestly. Step 3. The values conversation. Start with values. What matters to you? What are your priorities? What are your goals? What are your fears? What are your hopes? Start with what's important. Start with what's real. Step 4. The fear sharing. Share your financial fears. What are you afraid of? Not having enough. Losing what you have. Making a mistake. Being judged. Share your fears openly. Step 5. The goal alignment. Align on your financial goals. What are you working toward? What are you saving for? What are you investing for? What does financial freedom look like? Align on a shared vision. Step 6. The plan creation. Create a plan. How will you get there? What steps will you take? What sacrifices will you make? What compromises will you find? Create a plan together. Step 7. The mantra. Say this to yourself. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. I align with my partner. I build a shared vision. I strengthen our partnership. Wealth dates are not about the numbers. They're about alignment. This is the 7th chapter. Wealth dates. Money is one of the biggest sources of conflict in relationships. The solution is not to avoid talking about money. It's to create intentional space for it. Regular wealth dates with your partner. A time to align your goals, share your fears, and plan together. Now, with your partnership aligned, we need to talk about the next step. The gratitude audit. Rewiring your brain for abundance. Moving to Chapter 8. The gratitude audit. Rewiring your brain for abundance. And look, if this chapter just showed you the power of wealth dates, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done avoiding money conversations and ready to have them. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're building alignment. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 8. The gratitude audit. Rewiring your brain for abundance. Let me ask you something real. What are you grateful for right now? Not what you think you should be grateful for. What you actually feel grateful for. If you're like most people, you had to pause. You had to think. You had to search. We're so conditioned to notice what's wrong. What's missing? What's lacking? Our brains are wired for scarcity. They're wired to scan for threats. They're wired to notice what we don't have. But gratitude is the antidote. It's not just a feel-good practice. It's a neural rewiring tool. It trains your brain to notice what's already good in your life. It breaks the scarcity loop. In this chapter, you're going to learn how to do a gratitude audit and why gratitude is not about what you have, it's about what you notice. Let me tell you about the most underutilized tool in your mental toolkit. Gratitude. Not the think positive kind. Not the ignore your problems kind. Not the pretend everything is fine kind. Real gratitude. Deep, intentional, rewiring gratitude. The kind that changes your brain. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. Say that again. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. Here's the truth that might change everything. Gratitude is not just a feel-good practice. It's a neural rewiring tool. It trains your brain to notice what's already good in your life. It breaks the scarcity loop. A gratitude audit is not just listing things you're grateful for. It's a deep, intentional practice. It's noticing the abundance that already exists in your life. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 58. He's been struggling with scarcity. He feels like he never has enough. He's always worried about money. He's always comparing himself to others. He's always focused on what's missing. Marcus thinks he needs more to be grateful. More money. More success. More things. More status. He thinks when he has more, he'll finally feel grateful. He's waiting for the future to give him gratitude. Marcus is missing the point. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. And Marcus is not noticing what he already has. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 58. She used to be like Marcus. She used to focus on what was missing. She used to compare herself to others. She used to feel like she never had enough. But Sarah learned about the gratitude audit. She learned that gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. She started noticing what was already good in her life. Sarah practices gratitude daily. She notices the small things. The warm sun, the good coffee, the kind word, the comfortable bed, the loving partner, the healthy body. She notices the abundance that already exists. Sarah feels abundant, not because she has more, because she notices more. She's rewired her brain for abundance. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. Now, let me explain why gratitude is so powerful. First, gratitude rewires your brain. When you practice gratitude, you strengthen the neural pathways for noticing positive things. You train your brain to scan for abundance instead of scarcity. You literally rewire your brain for happiness. Second, gratitude breaks the scarcity loop. Scarcity is a loop. You focus on what's missing. You feel anxious. You avoid. You reinforce the scarcity. Gratitude interrupts the loop. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. It breaks the cycle. Third, gratitude reduces stress. Gratitude lowers cortisol. It calms your nervous system. It reduces anxiety. It helps you feel safe. It helps you feel abundant. Fourth, gratitude increases resilience. When you practice gratitude, you're better able to handle challenges. You see the good even in hard times. You find meaning even in struggle. You bounce back faster. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. Now, let me teach you how to do a gratitude audit. Step 1. Set aside time. Set aside time for your gratitude audit. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can spare. Make it a daily practice. Consistency matters more than duration. Step 2. Notice the small things. Notice the small things. The warm sun on your face. The good coffee. The kind word. The comfortable bed. The loving partner. The healthy body. The safe home. The good meal. The laughter. The peace. Notice the small things. They're the foundation of abundance. Step 3. Notice the big things. Notice the big things. Your health. Your relationships. Your home. Your work. Your purpose. Your freedom. Your safety. Your love. Your life. Notice the big things. They're the pillars of abundance. Step 4. Notice the unexpected. Notice the unexpected. The kindness of a stranger. The beauty of a sunset. The joy of a surprise. The gift of an unexpected moment. Notice the unexpected. They're the gifts of abundance. Step 5. Write it down. Write down what you notice. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. It's simple. It's powerful. It rewires your brain. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't wait for big things. Don't wait for the big things to be grateful for. The big things are rare. The small things are everywhere. Be grateful for the small things. They are the fabric of life. Don't compare your gratitude. Don't compare your life to others. Your gratitude is yours. Your abundance is yours. Your life is yours. Don't compare. Just notice. Don't fake it. Gratitude is not about pretending to be grateful when you're not. It's about noticing what's actually good. Even when things are hard, there is always something to notice. Find it. Acknowledge it. Don't forget to practice. Gratitude is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. It's a habit. It's a skill. Practice it daily. Make it automatic. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. Now, here's the most important part. You have more than you think. You have more than you realize. You have more than you notice. You're not lacking. You're not missing. You're not empty. You're full. You're abundant. You just haven't been noticing. When you start noticing, you'll see it. The abundance that's already there. The goodness that's already present. The joy that's already available. The wealth that's already yours. You have a choice. Keep focusing on what's missing and stay stuck in scarcity. Or start noticing what's already there and move into abundance. That's the key. It's not about having more. It's about noticing more. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The time commitment. Commit to a daily gratitude practice. 5 minutes a day. Every day. Make it non-negotiable. Step 2. The small notice. Notice the small things. The warm sun. The good coffee. The kind word. The comfortable bed. Notice them. Acknowledge them. Be grateful for them. Step 3. The big notice. Notice the big things. Your health. Your relationships. Your home. Your work. Your purpose. Notice them. Acknowledge them. Be grateful for them. Step 4. The unexpected notice. Notice the unexpected. The kindness of a stranger. The beauty of a sunset. The joy of a surprise. Notice them. Acknowledge them. Be grateful for them. Step 5. The journal practice. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. Every day. Make it a habit. Step 6. The mantra. Say this to yourself. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. I notice the abundance in my life. I am grateful. I am abundant. Gratitude is not about what you have. It's about what you notice. This is the 8th chapter. The gratitude audit. Gratitude is not just a feel-good practice. It's a neural rewiring tool. It trains your brain to notice what's already good in your life. It breaks the scarcity loop. A gratitude audit is a deep, intentional practice of noticing the abundance that already exists in your life. Now, with your brain rewired for abundance, we need to talk about the next step. The Neuroplasticity Bootcamp, 66 Days to a New Mindset. Moving to Chapter 9. The Neuroplasticity Bootcamp, 66 Days to a New Mindset. And look, If this chapter just showed you the power of noticing abundance, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done focusing on what's missing and ready to notice what's already there. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're rewiring your brain. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Chapter 9. The Neuroplasticity Bootcamp. 66 Days to a New Mindset. Let me ask you something real. What if I told you that you could rewire your brain in 66 days? That you could literally change the neural pathways that keep you stuck in scarcity, fear, and self-sabotage? That you could build a new mindset, a mindset of abundance, confidence, and freedom? It's not magic. It's neuroplasticity. Your brain can change. It can rewire. It can grow. But it takes consistent practice. 66 days of intentional, daily practice. In this chapter, you're going to get the 66-day Neuroplasticity Bootcamp. Morning and evening rituals. Daily practices. Weekly check-ins. Your blueprint for a new mind. Let me tell you about the most powerful transformation you can make. Rewiring your brain. Neuroplasticity is real. Your brain can change. You can rewire the neural pathways that keep you stuck in scarcity and fear. You can build new pathways of abundance, confidence, and freedom. 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Say that again. 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Here's the truth that might change everything. Neuroplasticity is real. Your brain can change. You can rewire the neural pathways that keep you stuck in scarcity and fear. But it takes consistent practice. The 66-day Neuroplasticity Bootcamp is a structured program to rewire your mind. Morning and evening rituals. Daily practices. Weekly check-ins. 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Let me give you a real-world example. Meet Marcus. Marcus is 58. He's been stuck in scarcity his whole life. He's tried to change. He's tried to think differently. He's tried to be more positive. But nothing sticks. Marcus doesn't realize that his brain needs consistent practice to rewire. He thinks it's just about thinking differently. He thinks it's about willpower. He doesn't realize that neuroplasticity requires repetition, requires consistency, requires practice. Marcus tries for a few days. Then he stops. Then he tries again. Then he stops. He's stuck. He's not rewiring. He's just spinning. Now meet Sarah. Sarah is also 58. She used to be stuck in scarcity. She used to try and fail. She used to spin. But Sarah discovered the Neuroplasticity Bootcamp. She committed to 66 days of consistent practice. Morning and evening rituals. Daily practices. Weekly check-ins. Sarah didn't just think differently. She practiced differently. She rewired her brain. And after 66 days, she was a different person. Her scarcity was gone. Her fear was gone. Her self-sabotage was gone. She was free. 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Now, let me explain the science. First, neuroplasticity is real. Your brain can change. It can grow. It can rewire. This is not a metaphor. It's a biological fact. Your neurons can form new connections. Your pathways can strengthen. Your brain can transform. Second, neuroplasticity requires repetition. You can't rewire your brain in a day. You can't rewire in a week. You can't rewire in a month. It takes time. It takes repetition. It takes consistency. Third, neuroplasticity requires intentionality. You can't rewire your brain by accident. You need to be intentional. You need to practice deliberately. You need to focus on what you want to change. Fourth, neuroplasticity requires patience. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes patience. Don't expect overnight results. Don't expect instant transformation. Trust the process. Be patient with yourself. 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Now, let me give you the 66-day bootcamp. Phase 1. Weeks 1 to 2. Foundation. Morning ritual, 5 minutes. Gratitude. Name 3 things you're grateful for. Intention. Set an intention for the day. Today I choose abundance. Today I choose freedom. Breath. 5 deep breaths. Connect to your body. Ground yourself. Evening ritual, 5 minutes. Reflection. What went well today? What did you learn? What are you grateful for? Release. Let go of the day. Breathe out the stress. Breathe in peace. Intention. Set an intention for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will choose abundance. Tomorrow, I will choose freedom. Daily practice. Notice when scarcity arises. Pause. Breathe. Reframe. Practice gratitude throughout the day. Notice what's good. Guard your attention. Reduce social media. Protect your focus. Weekly check-in. How are you feeling? What's working? What's not? What needs adjustment? 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Phase 2. Weeks 3 to 4. Deepening. Morning ritual. 5 minutes. Gratitude. Name 5 things you're grateful for. Intention. Set a specific intention. Today I will notice abundance. Today I will trust myself. Breath. 10 deep breaths. Activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Visualization. Visualize your ideal day. See yourself thriving. Evening ritual. 5 minutes. Reflection. What abundance did you notice today? What did you learn? What are you grateful for? Release. Let go of the day. Breathe out the stress. Breathe in peace. Intention. Set an intention for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will choose courage. Tomorrow, I will choose freedom. Daily practice. Notice when scarcity arises. Interrupt the loop. Reframe to abundance. Practice gratitude throughout the day. Write down 3 things in a journal. Guard your attention. Reduce social media. Protect your focus. Practice somatic tracking. Notice tension in your body. Breathe into it. Release it. Weekly check-in. How are you feeling? What's working? What's not? What needs adjustment? 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Phase 3. Weeks 5 to 6. Integration. Morning ritual. 5 minutes. Gratitude. Name 5 things you're grateful for. Write them down. Intention. Set a powerful intention. I am abundant. I am free. I am enough. Breath. 10 deep breaths. Activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Visualization. Visualize your ideal future. See yourself thriving. Feel the emotions. Evening ritual. 5 minutes. Reflection. What abundance did you create today? What did you learn? What are you grateful for? Release. Let go of the day. Breathe out the stress. Breathe in peace. Intention. Set a powerful intention for tomorrow. I am abundant. I am free. I am enough. Daily practice. Notice when scarcity arises. Interrupt the loop. Reframe to abundance. Practice gratitude throughout the day. Write down 3 things in a journal. Guard your attention. Reduce social media. Protect your focus. Practice somatic tracking. Notice tension in your body. Breathe into it. Release it. Practice mindfulness. Stay present. Stay connected. Weekly check-in. How are you feeling? What's working? What's not? What needs adjustment? 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Phase 4. Weeks 7 to 9. Mastery. Morning ritual. 5 minutes. Gratitude. Name 5 things you're grateful for. Write them down. Feel them. Intention. Set a powerful intention. I am the author of my life. I choose abundance. I choose freedom. Breath. 10 deep breaths. Activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Visualization. Visualize your ideal future. See yourself thriving. Feel the emotions. Evening ritual. 5 minutes. Reflection. What abundance did you create today? What did you learn? What are you grateful for? Release. Let go of the day. Breathe out the stress. Breathe in peace. Intention. Set a powerful intention for tomorrow. I am the author of my life. I choose abundance. I choose freedom. Daily practice. Notice when scarcity arises. Interrupt the loop. Reframe to abundance. Practice gratitude throughout the day. Write down 3 things in a journal. Guard your attention. Reduce social media. Protect your focus. Practice somatic tracking. Notice tension in your body. Breathe into it. Release it. Practice mindfulness. Stay present. Stay connected. Practice generosity. Give to others. Amplify your abundance. Weekly check-in. How are you feeling? What's working? What's not? What needs adjustment? 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Now, let me tell you what not to do. Don't miss a day. Consistency is the key. Don't miss a day. If you miss a day, start again. Don't let one day become 2. Don't let 2 become a week. Stay consistent. Don't expect perfection. You won't be perfect. You'll miss days. You'll struggle. You'll feel resistance. That's normal. That's part of the process. Don't expect perfection. Expect progress. Don't give up. It's hard at first. It's unfamiliar. It's uncomfortable. But it gets easier. It gets more natural. It becomes automatic. Don't give up. Don't compare your progress. Your journey is yours. Your pace is yours. Your transformation is yours. Don't compare it to anyone else's. Focus on your own growth. 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. Now, here's the most important part. You have the power to rewire your brain. You don't need to be a victim of your past. You don't need to be stuck in your patterns. You don't need to accept your scarcity. You have the power to change. You have the power to rewire. You have the power to transform. The 66-day boot camp is your guide, your structure, your accountability, your path. You have a choice. Keep running the same programs and stay stuck. Or commit to 66 days and become free. That's the key. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Let me give you your action plan for this chapter. Real talk. No fluff. Step 1. The commitment. Commit to the 66-day boot camp. Say it out loud. I commit to 66 days of rewiring my brain. I commit to my transformation. Step 2. The rituals. Start your morning and evening rituals. 5 minutes each. Every day. Consistency is the key. Step 3. The practice. Practice your daily practices. Gratitude. Interruption. Reframing. Somatic tracking. Mindfulness. Every day. Step 4. The check-in. Do your weekly check-in. Reflect on your progress. Adjust as needed. Stay accountable. Step 5. The mantra. Say this to yourself. 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. I commit to my transformation. I rewire my brain. I become free. 66 days to rewire. One day at a time. This is the 9th chapter. The Neuroplasticity Bootcamp. Neuroplasticity is real. Your brain can change. You can rewire the neural pathways that keep you stuck in scarcity and fear. But it takes consistent practice. The 66-day bootcamp is a structured program to rewire your mind. Morning and evening rituals. Daily practices. Weekly check-ins. Now, with your brain rewired, we need to talk about the next step. The outer game. Practical financial strategies for midlife. Moving to Chapter 10. The outer game. Practical financial strategies for midlife. And look, if this chapter just showed you the 66-day path to rewiring, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done being stuck and ready to rewire. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're transforming your brain. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Moving to Chapter 10. The next chapter is about something crucial. Something that separates the dreamers from the doers. This chapter will teach you the practical financial strategies that actually build wealth in midlife. You've done the hard work. You've rewired your brain. You've learned to stop proving and start doing. You've embraced the discipline of silence. You've recognized that your time is your most valuable currency. You've built mental toughness. You've stopped seeking permission. You've learned to say no. You've mastered your emotions. You've cultivated the quiet confidence that real wealth demands. That's the foundation. That's the inner game. But now, we need to talk about the outer game. Because let's be honest with each other. You can have the strongest mindset in the world. You can meditate until you levitate. You can visualize your success until you see it in your sleep. But if you don't have a practical strategy, if you don't know the actual mechanics of building wealth, then you're just a very calm, very centered, very broke person. And that's not why you're here. You're here because you want to build something real, something that lasts, something that frees you from the golden handcuffs of corporate America, from the anxiety of living paycheck to paycheck, from the silent dread of wondering if you'll ever truly be secure. So let's get practical. Let's get tactical. Let's talk about the outer game. Mindset is the foundation. Strategy is the building. Say that to yourself right now. Mindset is the foundation. Strategy is the building. One without the other is useless. It's like having a blueprint for a skyscraper, but never buying the steel. Or buying all the steel in the world and having no idea how to put it together. You need both. And here's what I want you to understand. Midlife is not your decline. Midlife is your power decade. It's the decade where your earning potential peaks. It's the decade where your experience becomes invaluable. It's the decade where you finally know who you are and what you actually want. But it's also the decade where mistakes become expensive, where poor decisions compound against you, where the clock starts to feel like it's ticking louder. That's why this chapter matters. Because you don't have time to waste. You don't have the luxury of learning everything the hard way. You need to be smart, strategic, and intentional. You have a choice. You can drift into retirement hoping everything works out, or you can take control and build something that works for you. Let's start with something that most people completely overlook. Something that feels small but is absolutely massive over time. Catch-up contributions. Now, I know what you're thinking. Retirement accounts are boring. They're not sexy. They don't get you likes on social media. They don't make your friends jealous. And that is exactly why they are so powerful. Because here's what the flashy get-rich-quick gurus won't tell you. The fastest path to millionaire status for the average American isn't crypto. It isn't day trading. It isn't some magical real estate hack. It's boring. It's consistent. It's maxing out your tax-advantaged accounts year after year. And if you're 50 or older, the government actually wants to help you catch up. That's what they call it. Catch-up contributions. The IRS is literally giving you permission to put more money away, to accelerate your growth, to compress decades of wealth building into a shorter time frame. That's the key. You can contribute an extra $7,500 to your 401k if you're 50 or older. That's $7,500 more than everyone else. That's $7,500 that grows tax-free or tax-deferred, depending on your account type. That's $7,500 that compounds. And if you're not taking advantage of this, you are leaving free money on the table. You are choosing to be less wealthy. You are making a conscious decision to have less in retirement. You don't need their permission. You don't need your boss's approval. You don't need your spouse's permission. You don't need a financial advisor to tell you this is a good idea. You just need to do it. Go to your HR portal. Log in. Increase your contribution. It takes 3 minutes. 3 minutes that could change your entire retirement. But here's where it gets even better. Because catch-up contributions aren't just for your 401k. They're also for your IRA. That's another $1,000 a year. Another $1,000 that works for you while you sleep. Add it up. 7,500 plus 1,000. That's 8,500 extra dollars every single year. Compounding, growing, building. Over 10 years, that's $85,000 in principal. And with compounding, that's well over $100,000. Probably more. That's not chump change. That's real money. That's freedom money. That's money that buys you options. You are the master of your own world. And the master of their world takes action. Doesn't make excuses. Doesn't say, I'll do it next year. Next year is a lie. Next year never comes. There is only now. There is only today. Do it today. Now let's talk about something else. Something that might feel uncomfortable, but needs to be said. Side hustles. I know. Everyone is selling you a side hustle. Drop shipping. Affiliate marketing. Flipping houses on a credit card. It's all noise. It's all flash. It's all people trying to sell you courses on how to sell courses. But that doesn't mean the concept is wrong. It just means most people are doing it wrong. Here's the truth. You don't need a side hustle. You need a skill hustle. What does that mean? It means you don't need to start a completely new business from scratch. You don't need to learn a whole new industry. You don't need to become a TikTok influencer or a crypto bro. What you need is to take the skills you already have and monetize them in a new way. Think about it. You've been working for decades. You've developed expertise. You know things that other people don't know. You've solved problems that other people struggle with. You have value, and you're leaving that value on the table. You can consult. You can coach. You can create content. You can teach. You can mentor. You can freelance. The beauty of midlife is that you have credibility. You have a track record. You have proof that you know what you're talking about. That's the key. When you're 22 and you start a side hustle, nobody believes you. They think you're a kid playing entrepreneur. But when you're 45 or 50, people listen. They respect your experience. They trust your judgment. So what are you waiting for? You have a choice. You can keep working for someone else until you're 65. You can keep trading your time for money. You can keep hoping that your company's pension plan will come through. Or you can take control. You can diversify your income. You can start building streams of revenue that don't depend on a single employer. You are strong. You are intelligent. You have skills that people will pay for. The question isn't whether you can do it. The question is whether you will. And let me tell you something that nobody else will. You don't need to quit your job to start a side hustle. In fact, you probably shouldn't. Not at first. Start small. Start in the evenings. Start on weekends. Keep your day job. Keep the security. Keep the benefits. But use your extra hours to build something for yourself. 2 hours a night. That's 10 hours a week. That's 520 hours a year. That's enough to build something real. Think about that. 520 hours. That's like having an entire extra month of full-time work every single year. What could you do with 520 hours? You could write a book. You could build a consulting practice. You could create an online course. You could develop a product. You could start a podcast. You could become a speaker. The possibilities are endless. The only limit is your own belief. It's not about the flash. It's about the discipline. Now, let's talk about something that might be even more uncomfortable. Something that most people avoid like the plague. Smart downsizing. I'm not talking about moving into a cardboard box. I'm not talking about selling everything you own and living in a van. I'm talking about making intentional decisions about where your money goes and what it buys. Here's a tough question. How much of your house do you actually use? Be honest with yourself. You have a living room you never sit in. You have a dining room you use twice a year. You have bedrooms that are empty or filled with junk. You have a kitchen that's designed for dinner parties you don't host. And you're paying for all of it. Every single month. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities. Money flowing out, never coming back. That's the key. What if you downsized? What if you moved to a smaller place with lower expenses? What if you sold the big house and bought something that actually fits your life? I know what you're thinking, but I've worked so hard. I deserve this house. My kids grew up here. I love my neighborhood. All of that is true, and it's also an excuse. You don't owe your house anything. You owe yourself. You owe your future self. The self that's going to retire someday and want to live well. The self that's going to need healthcare. The self that's going to want to travel. You have a choice. You can keep the big house and work until you're 70. Or you can make a smart decision and buy your freedom back. Now, I'm not saying you have to sell everything and move to a tiny apartment. I'm saying you need to run the numbers. You need to do the math. You need to make an intentional decision based on facts, not emotions. What would it look like to free up $500 a month? $1,000 a month? $2,000 a month? What would you do with that extra money? You could invest it. You could accelerate your retirement. You could start that business you've been dreaming about. You could travel. You could give to causes you care about. You are the master of your own world. You don't need their permission to make a smart decision about your own life. You don't need to keep up with the Joneses. The Joneses are broke. The Joneses are in debt. The Joneses are trading their future for appearances. Be smarter than the Joneses. Now, let's talk about legacy. Because this is where it all comes together. You've worked hard. You've saved. You've invested. You've built something. But what happens to it when you're gone? Here's the truth that nobody likes to talk about. Most people die without a plan. They leave their families a mess. Confusion, conflict, lawsuits, tax problems, arguments over who gets what. And that's not a legacy. That's a disaster. It's not about the money. It's about the meaning. But to have meaning, you need the money to support it. You need to be intentional about where your wealth goes and what it does. That means planning. That means talking to a professional. That means having the uncomfortable conversations with your family. What do you want your money to do after you're gone? Do you want to support your kids? Your grandkids? A charity? A cause? Do you want to leave a scholarship? A building? A trust that funds education for generations? None of this happens accidentally. You have to plan for it. You have to make it happen. You have a choice. You can leave your family a mess. Or you can leave them a legacy, a plan, a path forward. And here's the thing about legacy. It's not just about money. It's about values. It's about what you stood for. It's about the lessons you taught your children and grandchildren. Your financial plan is a reflection of your values. Your investment choices reveal what you care about. Your spending patterns show what you prioritize. So what do your finances say about you? That's a question worth asking. That's a question worth answering. You are strong. You are intelligent. You are capable of building something that lasts. Now, I want to give you something to think about. Something that ties all of this together. The outer game is strategy. The inner game is mindset. But the real game? The real game is integration. When your mindset and your strategy are aligned, that's when magic happens. That's when you stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. That's when you go from surviving to thriving. And let me tell you something that might surprise you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be an expert in everything. You just need to start. Start with one thing. Just one. Open that retirement account. Increase that contribution. Explore that side hustle idea. Have that conversation with your spouse about downsizing. Talk to that estate planning attorney. One thing. Today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you have more time or more money or more confidence. Today. Because here's what I know for sure. The people who succeed aren't the smartest. They aren't the luckiest. They aren't the ones with the most connections. They're the ones who take action. They're the ones who don't let perfection get in the way of progress. They're the ones who understand that mindset is the foundation and strategy is the building. And they're the ones who build their buildings. brick by brick, day by day, quietly, steadily, without the flash, without the noise. That's the silent wealth strategy. That's how you build a fortune. That's how you build a life. And before I wrap up this chapter, let me ask you something. Have you ever watched a YouTube video that actually changed your life? That actually made you take action? That actually moved the needle in a real way? If this video is that video for you, then do something. Don't just nod along. Don't just agree with me and then go back to your old habits. That's what most people do. That's why most people never change. You have a choice. Be like most people, or be like the few who actually build something. And if you want more of this, if you want to keep building, if you want to stay on this path of growth and transformation, hit that subscribe button. Yes, I'm asking you to subscribe. Not because I need the numbers, not because it makes me feel good, but because you need the accountability. You need the reminder. You need to surround yourself with content that pushes you forward, not content that entertains you into complacency. Think of it as your daily dose of tough love, your weekly reminder that you're capable of more, your constant companion on the journey to building real, lasting wealth. And if you're worried about your YouTube algorithm getting cluttered, trust me, the algorithm is the least of your problems. Your problem is staying focused. Your problem is staying disciplined. Your problem is staying on track. So subscribe. Do it right now. Pause the video if you need to. Go find that subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit the bell. The bell that notifies you every time we drop a new chapter. The bell that keeps you accountable. The bell that says, I'm serious about this. Because you are serious about this. I can tell. You've made it to chapter 10. You're one of the few. You're one of the committed. You're one of the builders. And builders don't quit. Builders don't fade away. Builders keep going. They keep growing. They keep building. Mindset is the foundation. Strategy is the building. This chapter was about the strategy, the practical steps, the actionable plan. But here's the thing. Strategy without action is just a fantasy. It's a daydream. It's a wish. So here's your challenge. Before you close this video, before you move on with your day, pick one thing from this chapter and do it. One thing, not 10 things, not 5 things. One thing. Increase your contribution. Start that side hustle. Research downsizing. Call that attorney. One thing. Take action. Prove to yourself that you're serious. Because you are strong. You are intelligent. You are the master of your own world. And you don't need their permission to build something real. You've mastered the inner game. You've learned the outer game. Now it's time to put it all together. Mindset is the foundation. Strategy is the building. Go build something. This chapter concluded the practical implementation phase. The remaining chapters would continue building on this foundation, moving into topics like wealth preservation, generational transfer, and the ultimate goal of financial freedom, the ability to live life entirely on your own terms. Moving to chapter 11. The next chapter is about something unexpected, something that seems counterintuitive, something that most people get completely backwards. This chapter will teach you why giving away your money actually makes you richer. We've covered so much ground together. The inner game, the outer game, the discipline, the strategy, the quiet accumulation, the financial mechanics. But now we need to talk about something that might make you uncomfortable, something that challenges everything you've been told about wealth building. We need to talk about generosity. Now, I can feel some of you tensing up. I can hear the thoughts forming in your heads. Wait a minute. I came here to build wealth. I came here to accumulate. I came here to finally get mine. And now you want me to give it away? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. But not for the reasons you think. I'm not telling you to give because it's morally superior. I'm not telling you to give because it's the right thing to do. I'm telling you to give because it's the most selfish thing you can do. Let me explain. Generosity is not a drain. It's a multiplier. Say that to yourself right now. Generosity is not a drain. It's a multiplier. Most people see giving as subtraction. They see it as money leaving their bank account. They see it as a loss. They see it as something that makes them poorer. But that's the scarcity mindset talking. That's the fear talking. That's the small thinking that keeps most people trapped in mediocrity. Here's what the wealthy know that the poor don't. Giving doesn't make you smaller. It makes you bigger. It doesn't shrink your world. It expands it. It doesn't deplete your resources. It multiplies them. That's the key. You have to shift your perspective. You have to stop seeing generosity as a cost and start seeing it as an investment. Think about it this way. When you give, you're not just giving money. You're giving energy. You're giving intention. You're giving a signal to the universe about what you value. And what you value comes back to you. Now, I know that sounds a little woo-woo. I know that sounds like something from a self-help book you'd find at the airport. But stay with me, because there's science behind this. Giving triggers the reward centers in your brain. It releases dopamine. It makes you feel good. It actually physically changes your neurochemistry. When you give, you feel more abundant. And when you feel more abundant, you act more abundantly. And when you act more abundantly, you attract more abundance. That's the generosity dividend. You have a choice. You can hold on to your money with a death grip. You can be afraid of losing it. You can hoard it like a dragon sitting on a pile of gold. You can live in constant fear that someone is going to take it from you. Or you can give. You can share. You can contribute. You can participate in something bigger than yourself. And you can watch your wealth grow in ways you never expected. I want you to think about the people you admire. The people who are truly wealthy. Not just financially wealthy, but wealthy in every sense of the word. Wealthy in relationships. Wealthy in impact. Wealthy in purpose. Are they hoarders? Are they greedy? Are they afraid? Or are they generous? Are they giving? Are they connected to something bigger? You are the master of your own world. And the master of their world understands that wealth is a river, not a reservoir. It's meant to flow. It's meant to move. It's meant to create more of itself. When you dam up the river, it stagnates. It becomes a swamp. It becomes unhealthy. It becomes toxic. But when you let the river flow, it cleans itself. It irrigates everything around it. It creates life. It feeds the soil. It helps things grow. Your wealth is the same way. Now, let's get practical. Because I know some of you are still skeptical. I know some of you are still worried that if you give, you won't have enough for yourself. Let me tell you something. The people who give the most are rarely the ones who have the least. In fact, studies show that people who give regularly are happier, healthier, and wealthier than those who don't. Why? Because giving changes your relationship with money. It takes you from a place of fear to a place of trust. It takes you from a place of scarcity to a place of abundance. It takes you from a place of grasping to a place of receiving. You are strong. You are intelligent. You are capable of holding wealth and giving it away at the same time. Now, what does generosity look like in practice? It doesn't have to be a $1 million donation to a charity. It doesn't have to be a building with your name on it. It doesn't have to be grand or flashy. Generosity can be small. It can be quiet. It can be private. But it has to be real. It's about giving until it feels good, and then giving a little bit more. It's about stretching yourself. It's about pushing past your comfort zone. It's about proving to yourself that you're bigger than your fears. Here's something to try. Take your monthly expenses, your rent or mortgage, your utilities, your groceries, your insurance, your entertainment. Add it all up. Now, subtract 10% from your entertainment budget. That's the money you're going to give away. No, stop making excuses. I can hear your objections already. I can't afford it. Maybe when I have more money. I'll do it next year. That's the fear. That's the scarcity. That's the small thinking. If you wait until you have enough to give, you'll never give. Because you'll never have enough. Enough is a moving target. Enough is always just out of reach. Enough is a lie. The truth is, you have enough right now. You have more than enough. You have enough to share. You have enough to contribute. You have enough to be generous. You don't need their permission. You don't need the permission of your bank account. You don't need the permission of your spouse. You don't need the permission of your financial advisor. You need to make a decision. A decision that you're going to be a generous person. A decision that you're going to trust that the universe will provide. A decision that you're going to be part of something bigger than yourself. Now, let's talk about what generosity gives you. Because this is the part that most people miss. Generosity gives you meaning. You can have all the money in the world. You can have the big house and the expensive car and the fancy vacations. But if you don't have meaning, if you don't have purpose, if you don't feel like you're making a difference, you're going to feel empty. You're going to feel hollow. You're going to feel like something is missing. And let me tell you what I've seen in my years of coaching. I've seen people who are financially rich but spiritually bankrupt. They have every material thing they could want. But they're miserable. They're depressed. They're lonely. Why? Because they've spent their whole lives accumulating. And they've never learned to contribute. It's not about the accumulation. It's about the contribution. That's the secret. That's the thing that separates the truly wealthy from the merely rich. The truly wealthy understand that wealth is a vehicle for impact. It's a tool for change. It's a way to make the world a better place. And here's the beautiful irony. The more you give, the more you want to give. The more you give, the more you feel like you have to give. The more you give, the more your capacity to give grows. It's like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. The more you give, the more you want to give. The more you want to give, the more you do give. The more you do give, the more you have to give. That's the generosity dividend. It's a virtuous cycle. It's a flywheel. It's momentum. You have a choice. You can be a consumer. You can take. You can focus on what you don't have. You can live in a state of constant lack. Or you can be a contributor. You can give. You can focus on what you have to offer. You can live in a state of constant abundance. Now, let me address the elephant in the room. I know some of you are worried that giving means you're not being smart with your money. I know some of you have been taught that the goal is to accumulate as much as possible. Let me tell you something. The smartest people in the world are generous. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Mackenzie Scott. These are not stupid people. These are not people who make bad financial decisions. These are people who understand that giving is part of building wealth. They're not giving because they're soft. They're giving because they're smart. They're giving because they understand that wealth is about more than money. They're giving because they understand that true wealth includes impact, legacy, and meaning. You are the master of your own world. And the master of their world doesn't just accumulate. They create. They build. They contribute. They leave the world better than they found it. Now, let's get specific. What does generosity look like for you? Maybe it's giving to a cause that matters to you. Maybe it's supporting a local charity. Maybe it's helping a friend in need. Maybe it's mentoring someone in your field. Maybe it's giving your time. Maybe it's giving your knowledge. Maybe it's giving your attention. Generosity isn't just about money. It's about all of it. It's about being a generous person in every area of your life. And here's what I want you to understand. When you give, you're not just helping the recipient. You're helping yourself. You're expanding your heart. You're expanding your capacity. You're expanding your world. You're becoming a bigger person. You are strong. You are intelligent. You are capable of being generous and wealthy at the same time. Now, I want to share something with you. Something that most people don't understand. Something that changed my life when I finally got it. The universe operates on a principle of flow. Energy flows. Money flows. Life flows. And when you block the flow, you block the blessings. When you hold on too tight, you suffocate the very thing you're trying to keep. But when you open your hands, when you give freely, when you trust that there's more where that came from, that's when the floodgates open. That's when the abundance pours in. That's when you realize that you can't outgive the universe. I've seen it happen over and over again. Someone starts giving. They start tithing. They start donating. They start supporting causes they believe in. And their financial situation improves. Not because of magic. Not because of coincidence. But because they shifted their mindset. They shifted their energy. They shifted their relationship with money. They went from, I don't have enough, to, I have more than enough. They went from, I can't afford to give, to, I can't afford not to give. They went from money is scarce to money is abundant. And that shift changed everything. Generosity is not a drain. It's a multiplier. Now, I want to tell you about something called the paradox of generosity. This is one of those concepts that sounds crazy until you experience it. The paradox is this: the more you give, the more you get. Not just in spiritual or emotional terms. In actual, tangible, financial terms. Does that mean you should give to get? No, that's not how it works. You don't give to get. You give because giving is its own reward. You give because it feels good. You give because it aligns with your values. You give because it's who you want to be. But then, almost as a side effect, the getting happens. The blessings come. The abundance flows. The universe opens up. Why? Because when you give, you create connections. You build relationships. You establish yourself as a person of value. You attract opportunities. You open doors. And all of that leads to more wealth. Not just money, but relationships, opportunities, and experiences that are worth more than money. That's the generosity dividend. You have a choice. You can hold on to what you have and stay exactly where you are. Or you can give and watch your world expand in ways you can't even imagine. Now, I want to get real with you for a second. I know this is hard. I know this is scary. I know that every rational part of your brain is screaming at you to be careful, to be cautious, to protect what you have. But here's the thing. The rational part of your brain is the part that's been keeping you small. The rational part of your brain is the part that's been keeping you stuck. The rational part of your brain is the part that's been keeping you from taking risks and building real wealth. Sometimes you have to ignore the rational part. Sometimes you have to do the thing that feels counterintuitive. Sometimes you have to give before you feel like you can afford to give. Because that's how you break through. That's how you grow. That's how you become the person who is capable of handling real wealth. You don't need their permission. You don't need permission from your fear. You don't need permission from your doubt. You don't need permission from that voice in your head that tells you to play it safe. You need to make a decision. A decision to be generous. A decision to trust. A decision to take a leap of faith. Now, let me tell you something about giving that nobody talks about. Giving is actually a form of control. Think about it. When you give, you're making a decision about where your money goes. You're directing it to causes and people and organizations that you believe in. You're not just letting your money sit in a bank account, losing value to inflation. You're putting it to work in a way that aligns with your values. That's power. That's agency. That's taking control of your financial life in a way that most people never do. It's not about the fear. It's about the freedom. When you're afraid of money, you're controlled by it. You make decisions based on fear. You hold on to it too tight. You're afraid to spend it. You're afraid to invest it. You're afraid to give it away. But when you're generous, you're free. You're not controlled by your money. You control it. You decide where it goes. You decide what it does. You decide what kind of impact it makes. That's true wealth. That's true freedom. You are the master of your own world. And the master of their world gives freely, knowing that there's always more coming. Knowing that the well never runs dry. Knowing that they are connected to something bigger than themselves. Now, let's talk about practical ways to cultivate generosity. Because I don't want this to just be a nice idea that you nod along to and never implement. First, start with gratitude. Before you give, appreciate what you have. Take a moment to acknowledge all the blessings in your life. The people who love you, the roof over your head, the food on your table, the opportunities you've had. Gratitude opens the door for generosity. When you're grateful for what you have, you naturally want to share it. You naturally want to give. You naturally want to be part of something bigger. Second, start small. You don't have to write $1 million check tomorrow. You can start with $50. You can start with 20. You can start with 5. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the intention. What matters is the habit. What matters is the shift in mindset. Third, find a cause that matters to you. Don't just give to any charity. Don't just write a check to the first organization that sends you a letter. Find something that lights you up. Find something that you're passionate about. Find something that makes you feel alive. When you give to something you care about, the giving becomes its own reward. It doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It feels like a privilege. Fourth, give your time and knowledge as well as your money. You have more to offer than just cash. You have experience. You have wisdom. You have skills. You have connections. All of these things are valuable. All of these things can make a difference. All of these things can be part of your generosity. You are strong. You are intelligent. You have so much to offer. Now, I want to share a story with you. A story that illustrates the power of generosity. I once knew a man named David. David wasn't wealthy. He was a schoolteacher. He made a modest salary. He had a modest house. He lived a modest life. But David was one of the most generous people I've ever met. He gave 10% of his income to his church. He volunteered at a food bank every Saturday. He mentored young teachers in his district. He was always the first to offer help when someone was in need. And here's what I noticed about David. He was never stressed about money. He never worried about his future. He never lived in fear of losing what he had. Why? Because he trusted. He trusted that if he gave, he would receive. He trusted that the universe would provide for him. He trusted that his generosity would come back to him multiplied. And you know what? It did. David lived to be 92 years old. He was healthy, happy, and surrounded by people who loved him. He didn't die rich in terms of money, but he died wealthy in every other way. That's the generosity dividend. Now, I want to ask you something. Are you afraid to give? Are you afraid that if you give, you'll have less? Are you afraid that you won't be able to take care of yourself? That fear is the only thing holding you back. That fear is the only thing keeping you small. That fear is the only thing preventing you from experiencing true abundance. And here's the thing about fear. It's not rational. It's not based in reality. It's based on a story that you've been telling yourself. A story that says you're not safe. A story that says you don't have enough. A story that says you need to hold on tight to what you have. But that story isn't true. You are safe. You do have enough. You can let go and trust. You have a choice. You can live in fear, or you can live in faith. You can hold on tight, or you can open your hands. You can protect what you have, or you can give and watch it grow. The choice is yours. And before I wrap up this chapter, let me tell you something that might surprise you. Giving doesn't just make you richer, it makes you happier. Study after study shows that people who give are happier than those who don't. People who donate to charity are more satisfied with their lives. People who volunteer are less depressed. People who help others live longer. Giving is good for your health. It's good for your mental state. It's good for your relationships. It's good for your spirit. So why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you want to be happier, healthier, and more fulfilled? Generosity is not a drain. It's a multiplier. Now, as we close out this chapter, I want you to think about something. What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? Your money can help you answer those questions. Your money can be a force for good. Your money can make a difference. But only if you let it. Only if you're generous. Only if you're willing to give. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let scarcity win. Don't let small thinking keep you trapped. You are capable of more. You are capable of wealth. You are capable of generosity. You are capable of making a difference in the world. It's not about the accumulation. It's about the contribution. And before you go, I want to ask you one more thing. Have you ever watched a video that actually challenged you? That actually pushed you to think differently? That actually made you uncomfortable in the best possible way? If this is that video, then do something about it. Don't just nod along and say, yes, generosity is a good idea. Actually do it. Actually give. Actually make a difference. And if you want to keep getting challenged, if you want to keep growing, if you want to keep building your wealth and your impact, hit that subscribe button. Not because I need you to, but because you need the reminder. You need the accountability. You need to surround yourself with content that pushes you to be better. Think of it as your weekly check-in, your monthly reminder, your constant companion on the journey to building real, lasting wealth. And if you're worried about your YouTube recommendations, let me tell you something. If your algorithm is filled with cat videos and conspiracy theories, you've got bigger problems than generosity. You've got a distraction problem. You've got a focus problem. You've got a priority problem. So fix it. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Make this channel part of your journey. Because you are serious about this. I can tell. You've made it to chapter 11. You're committed. You're growing. You're building. And builders give. Builders contribute. Builders leave their mark on the world. Generosity is not a drain. It's a multiplier. Go give something. This chapter concluded the exploration of generosity. The remaining chapters would build on this foundation, moving into topics like wealth preservation, generational transfer, and the ultimate goal of financial freedom, the ability to live life entirely on your own terms. Moving to chapter 12, the final chapter, the chapter that brings everything together. The next chapter is about the most important thing you'll ever build. This chapter will teach you how to design your second act and live your best life yet. We've come a long way together. 11 chapters, hours of content, countless insights, challenge after challenge, breakthrough after breakthrough. You've learned the inner game. You've mastered your emotions. You've stopped seeking validation. You've embraced quiet discipline. You've built mental toughness. You've learned to say no. You've taken control of your time. You've developed practical financial strategies. You've discovered the power of generosity. And now, you're ready for the second act. Now, I need to address something. Something that might be sitting in the back of your mind. Something that might be whispering doubts. Maybe you're in your 40s. Maybe you're in your 50s. Maybe you're even in your 60s or 70s. And maybe you've been told that your best years are behind you. Maybe you've bought into the lie that life is a downhill slide from here. Maybe you've accepted the story that you're past your prime. Let me tell you something. That is the biggest lie ever told. The second act is not about decline. It's about becoming. Say that to yourself right now. The second act is not about decline. It's about becoming. You are not fading. You are not slowing down. You are not becoming irrelevant. You are becoming more of who you were always meant to be. Think about it. In your 20s, you were figuring things out. You were making mistakes. You were learning. You were struggling. You were building a foundation. In your 30s, you were executing. You were climbing. You were proving yourself. You were grinding. You were building a career. But now you have wisdom. You have experience. You have perspective. You have clarity. You know what matters and what doesn't. You know who you are and who you're not. That's not decline. That's power. That's the key. The second act is where everything comes together. The foundation is already built. The lessons have been learned. The mistakes have been made and processed. Now it's time to build something extraordinary. I want you to think about the people who have inspired you, the people who have had the greatest impact on the world, the people who have lived lives of purpose and meaning. Are they young? Are they inexperienced? Are they just figuring things out? No, they're people who have accumulated wisdom. They're people who have learned from their failures. They're people who have developed their character. They're people who have something valuable to offer. They're people in their second act. You have a choice. You can believe the lie. You can accept that your best years are behind you. You can coast. You can settle. You can live a life of quiet resignation. Or you can embrace the truth. You can accept that your best years are ahead of you. You can thrive. You can grow. You can live a life of genuine abundance. The choice is yours. Now, let's talk about what the second act looks like. Because it's different for everyone. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. There's no template to follow. But there are some universal principles, some guidelines that can help you design your own second act. First, you need to understand what you really want. Not what society tells you to want. Not what your parents wanted for you. Not what your friends think you should want. What do you actually want? What makes you come alive? What gives you energy? What do you care about? It's not about the expectations. It's about the authenticity. Most people live their lives according to someone else's script. They do what they're supposed to do. They follow the path that's been laid out for them. They never stop to ask if it's the right path. But you're not most people. You've made it this far. You've done the work. You've built the foundation. You're ready to write your own script. So what does your script say? What's the story you want to tell? What's the life you want to live? Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to change careers. Maybe you want to retire early and travel the world. Maybe you want to spend more time with your family. Maybe you want to give back to your community. Maybe you want to learn something new. Maybe you want to create something beautiful. Whatever it is, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to be clear about what you want. You need to be intentional about creating it. You are the master of your own world. And the master of their world doesn't drift. They don't let life happen to them. They happen to life. They make decisions. They take action. They create their own reality. Now, let's talk about the components of a great second act. Because it's not just about one thing. It's about everything. First, there's health. Without your health, nothing else matters. You can have all the money in the world. You can have the biggest house and the fanciest car. But if you're sick, if you're in pain, if you're struggling physically, none of it matters. None of it brings you joy. None of it gives you fulfillment. So you need to prioritize your health. Not just in your second act, but right now, today, this minute. Are you eating well? Are you exercising? Are you sleeping enough? Are you managing stress? Are you seeing your doctor? Are you taking care of yourself? You are strong. You are intelligent. You are capable of making health a priority. Second, there's relationships. Human beings are social creatures. We need connection. We need love. We need belonging. We need people who care about us and who we care about. In your second act, you have the opportunity to deepen your relationships, to spend more time with the people who matter, to let go of toxic connections, to build a community of people who support and uplift you. Think about your relationships. Are they nourishing you? Are they bringing you joy? Are they helping you grow? Or are they draining you? Are they holding you back? Are they keeping you small? You have a choice. You can invest in the relationships that matter. You can let go of the ones that don't. You can build a life of genuine connection. You don't need their permission. You don't need permission to distance yourself from toxic people. You don't need permission to prioritize your own well-being. You don't need permission to choose relationships that lift you up. Third, there's purpose. This is the big one. This is what gives your life meaning. This is what gets you out of bed in the morning. This is what makes you feel like your life matters. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be world-changing. It just has to be meaningful to you. Maybe your purpose is to be a great parent. Maybe it's to be a loving partner. Maybe it's to create art. Maybe it's to serve your community. Maybe it's to mentor young people. Maybe it's to leave the world a little better than you found it. Whatever it is, you need to find it. You need to pursue it. You need to live it. That's the key. Purpose is what transforms a life of existence into a life of meaning. Purpose is what turns ordinary days into extraordinary ones. Purpose is what makes the second act worth living. Now let's talk about money. Because we can't have this conversation without addressing it. Money is a tool. It's a resource. It's a means to an end. But it's not the end itself. In your second act, money should serve you. You shouldn't serve money. You've spent enough time chasing it. You've spent enough time worrying about it. You've spent enough time letting it control you. Now it's time to flip the script. Now it's time to make money work for you. What does that look like? It means having enough to live the life you want. It means having enough to give. It means having enough to leave a legacy. It means having enough to feel secure. But it also means not being obsessed with it. It means not letting it consume you. It means not sacrificing your health, your relationships, or your purpose for the sake of more money. It's not about the accumulation. It's about the freedom. The freedom to choose. The freedom to live on your own terms. The freedom to pursue what matters to you. The freedom to say no to things that don't align with your values. That's what wealth really is. Not a number in a bank account, but the ability to live your life according to your own values and priorities. Now, I want you to think about something. Something that might be uncomfortable. Something that might challenge you. Are you living the life you want to live? Or are you living the life that's expected of you? Are you following your own path? Or are you following someone else's? Be honest with yourself. Because the second act is your chance to course correct. It's your chance to make changes. It's your chance to build a life that you actually want. You have a choice. You can stay where you are. You can keep doing what you're doing. You can keep living the life you've been living. You can keep hoping that things will get better on their own. Or you can take control. You can make changes. You can build something new. You can create a life of genuine abundance. The choice is yours. Now, let me tell you something about the second act that most people don't understand. The second act is not about retirement. It's not about stopping. It's not about slowing down. It's about transitioning. It's about moving from one phase of life to another. It's about shifting your focus. It's about redirecting your energy. It's about redefining what success means to you. Some people retire and become depressed. They lose their identity. They lose their purpose. They lose their sense of meaning. But that's not retirement. That's resignation. That's giving up. That's letting life defeat you. The second act is different. The second act is about finding new ways to contribute, new ways to grow, new ways to make a difference, new ways to live a meaningful life. Maybe you stop working for someone else and start working for yourself. Maybe you stop trading your time for money and start building assets that generate income. Maybe you stop doing what you have to do and start doing what you want to do. You are the master of your own world. And the master of their world understands that life is a series of transitions. That each stage has its own challenges and opportunities. That the key is to embrace the transition, not fight it. Now, let's get practical. Because I know some of you are thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually do it? How do I actually create my second act? Here's a step-by-step approach. First, take stock. Where are you right now? What do you have? What do you lack? What's working? What's not? Be honest with yourself. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't make excuses. Second, get clear on what you want. What does your ideal life look like? What would you be doing if you had no constraints? What would you change if you could change anything? Dream big. Don't limit yourself. Don't play small. Third, identify the gaps. What's the difference between where you are and where you want to be? What do you need to change? What do you need to add? What do you need to subtract? Be specific. Be concrete. Fourth, create a plan. What are the steps you need to take? What are the milestones you need to hit? What are the resources you need to acquire? Make it actionable. Make it measurable. Fifth, take action. This is the most important step. All the planning in the world is worthless if you don't execute. You have to take that first step, and then the next step, and then the next. Sixth, evaluate and adjust. Things won't go exactly as planned. That's okay. That's normal. Evaluate your progress. Adjust your approach. Keep moving forward. You are strong. You are intelligent. You are capable of creating your second act. Now, I want to share something with you. Something that might inspire you. Something that might give you hope. I've worked with countless people in their second acts. People who were told they were too old. People who were told they were past their prime. People who were told they should just accept their lot in life. And you know what? They didn't accept it. They rejected it. They pushed back. They built something extraordinary. I've seen people start businesses at 50. I've seen people change careers at 60. I've seen people get married at 70. I've seen people learn new skills at 80. I've seen people travel the world at 90. The second act is not about age. It's about attitude. It's about mindset. It's about choice. You have a choice. You can let age define you. You can let society's expectations limit you. You can let fear hold you back. Or you can choose differently. You can choose to believe in yourself. You can choose to pursue your dreams. You can choose to live your best life yet. The choice is yours. Now, let's talk about something that might be the most important part of the second act. Something that transforms everything else. Gratitude. In your second act, you have the opportunity to cultivate a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude for what you have. Gratitude for what you've experienced. Gratitude for the people in your life. Gratitude for the lessons you've learned. Gratitude changes everything. It shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. It shifts your energy from lack to abundance. It shifts your mindset from scarcity to plenty. When you're grateful, you're happier. When you're grateful, you're healthier. When you're grateful, you're more resilient. When you're grateful, you attract more good things into your life. So cultivate gratitude. Every day, take a moment to appreciate what you have. Take a moment to acknowledge the blessings in your life. Take a moment to say thank you. It's not about the complaints. It's about the gratitude. Now, I want to talk about something that might be scary. Something that might make you uncomfortable. Letting go. In your second act, you need to let go of certain things. Things that are holding you back. Things that are weighing you down. Things that are keeping you stuck. Maybe you need to let go of a job that's no longer fulfilling. Maybe you need to let go of a relationship that's no longer nourishing. Maybe you need to let go of a belief that's no longer serving you. Maybe you need to let go of a fear that's no longer relevant. Letting go is hard. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. But it's also necessary. Because you can't move forward if you're holding on to the past. You can't enter your second act if you're still living in your first. You don't need their permission. You don't need permission to let go. You don't need permission to move on. You don't need permission to create a new life. You just need to make a decision. A decision to release what's no longer serving you. A decision to embrace what's ahead. Now, let's bring this all together. Let's talk about what your second act could look like. Imagine waking up every day with energy and enthusiasm. Imagine doing work that you love. Imagine spending time with people you care about. Imagine having the resources to pursue your passions. Imagine making a difference in the world. Imagine living a life of genuine abundance. That's not a fantasy. That's not a pipe dream. That's your second act. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of fear. That's what's possible when you embrace the journey. The second act is not about decline. It's about becoming. You are becoming more of who you were meant to be. You are becoming wiser. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming more resilient. You are becoming more authentic. You are becoming more generous. You are becoming more alive. And in the process, you're building a life that matters. A life of purpose. A life of meaning. A life of genuine abundance. That's the silent wealth strategy. Not just accumulating money, but accumulating wisdom, accumulating relationships, accumulating impact, accumulating meaning. That's true wealth. That's lasting wealth. That's the kind of wealth that no one can take from you. You are the master of your own world. And the master of their world doesn't just survive. They thrive. They don't just exist. They live. They don't just get by. They flourish. You have everything you need to create your second act. The wisdom, the experience, the resources, the determination, the courage. All you have to do is take that first step, and then the next step, and then the next. You've already proven that you can do hard things. You've already proven that you can change. You've already proven that you can grow. Now it's time to prove it again. It's time to show yourself what you're really capable of. It's time to build your second act. You are strong. You are intelligent. You are ready. And before I close this chapter, I want to ask you something. Have you ever watched a video that actually changed your life? That actually gave you a new perspective? That actually motivated you to take action? If this is that video, then don't let it end here. Don't let this be just another piece of content that you consume and forget. Don't let these lessons fade away. Take action. One thing, one small step, one change, one decision. And if you want to keep this journey going, if you want to stay connected to this material, if you want to keep growing and building and becoming, hit that subscribe button. Yes, I'm asking you to subscribe. Not because it benefits me, but because it benefits you. Because you need the accountability. You need the reminder. You need to keep this energy alive. Think of it as your accountability partner, your weekly check-in, your dose of tough love and inspiration. And if you're worried about your YouTube feed getting cluttered with finance videos, let me tell you something. If your feed is currently filled with mindless entertainment, you need to change that. You need to curate your content. You need to surround yourself with material that lifts you up, not drags you down. So subscribe. Hit that bell. Make this channel part of your journey. Because the second act is about building. Building your wealth. Building your health. Building your relationships. Building your purpose. And builders don't do it alone. They surround themselves with people who support them. They surround themselves with content that inspires them. They surround themselves with reminders of what's possible. You are a builder. You are a creator. You are the master of your own world. Now go build your second act. The second act is not about decline. It's about becoming. Go become everything you were meant to be. Your brain is not broken. It's just running outdated software. The scarcity mindset, the self-sabotaging money stories, the fear of too late. These are not character flaws. They are neural pathways that can be rewired. You have the tools. Cognitive reframing, somatic tracking, the dopamine diet, wealth dates, gratitude audits, the neuroplasticity bootcamp, the outer game strategies, the generosity dividend. The second act is not about decline. It's about transformation. It's about becoming more of who you were meant to be. It's about building a life of genuine wealth, health, relationships, and purpose. You have the power to rewire your mind. You have the power to attract wealth and happiness. You have the power to live your best life yet. The question is, will you use it? Go. Rewire. Build. Attract. Live. And look, if this journey just showed you how to rewire your mind for wealth and happiness, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Every week, more real talk for the person who's done playing small and ready to build big. You're not just listening to an audiobook. You're rewiring your brain. Subscribe now. The best is yet to come.